Northside. PG. Yeah. From Romeland Heights to Vansville Daily, all sections, all three corners. You feel me? Best friends from Billsville, we was kids on the cut. R.I.P. DJ, every track for you kicking my gut. Rest easy, Lil Ricky, say hello to Cole and Kurt. J-Bone, George, whole squad put in work. Raised up rough, shout out Mrs. V. Kept food on the stove, kept eyes on me. My man got hit in the head at that beat. I still see the chalk on the curb when I sleep, for real. Shot myself, I ain't understand. Phone call, hit, bottle fell out my hand. Twin on my side, little brother on call. Same blood, same mud, same names on the wall. Bellsville corners, I was raised up. North side of PG, we were blazed up. If you from the field, throw your A's up. All sections, all three, never change up. Bellsville corners, I was raised up. Romeland Heights to Vansville, we stayed up. If you from the field, throw your A's up. All sections, all three, never change up. No. Hip hop, Southern talk, we were gangster with slang. Bones and Jack, man, stay ready, let it bang. PG County in my chest when I breathe. You could tell from the scar, from the way that I grieve. Say, shout out my twin, that my mirror, my shadow. Shout out my little brother, turned paint into ammo. We were posted on the hill, same clothes, same stress, same buzz, same block, same test, no rest. From the quarter to the cul-de-sac, late night fight. Street lights buzzing while we playing new heights. If I make it off the block, then we all gon' eat. Put a mural on the wall for the 1-6 feet. Bellsville corners, I was raised up. North side of PG, we were blazed up. If you from the field, throw your A's up. All sections, all three, never change up. Bellsville corners, I was raised up. Romeland Heights to Vansville, we stayed up. If you from the field, throw your A's up. All sections, all three, never change up. Then for DJ, then for Ricky, then for every lost soul. Then for Cole, Kirk, J-Bone, George on the roll call. Then for Chavez, my man at that peak. All the dead still with me. Bellsville in my blood, PG in my memory. Bellsville corners, I was raised up. North side of PG, we were blazed up. If you from that field, throw your A's up. All sections, all three, never change up. Bellsville corners, I was raised up. Romeland Heights to Vansville, we stayed up. If you from that field, throw your A's up. All sections, all three, never change up.
Respect to the family, this show will begin momentarily. I appreciate you all for letting me just get my groove on and just let me just go ahead and warm myself up to some good tunes real quick. We're going to talk about some stuff because it's very true. They want your money. Let's talk about how they want our money.
It's time for us to tap in, third eye open like the river. I be running thoughts, glowing, popping up with idea. Yes, yes, you can tell a friend that I'm Smitty. I'm the Mr. 007. I'm not here to preach the gospel, but I goes in like the reverend. Shoes off when I walk in and keep it chillin' peaceful. I'm the neurotoxins, fighting off the disease. Cool and collected, well respected. Save the drama for your mama, speak your mind. Hit the lift, make you chew. Every person in the building, come up and tell me what you think. I retired from the streets, now pushing content and chill beats. Gotta keep your head up even when you feel defeats.
Y'all ready to go? Everybody good to go? Yeah. Let's go ahead and talk about some things. So apparently, for today, what we're going to be speaking about, Nancy, if you will, please. Everybody give it up for Nancy. Everybody give it up for Nancy. Nancy's been my secretary, imaginary wise, for at least about 3 years now, and I just want to make sure that I give her props. Nancy doesn't get enough praise in this space, and that's primarily because she does not exist, only in my mind, but that's okay. Let's have some fun with this, man. Let's go ahead. Like, we got to smile, you know what I'm saying? Because you woke up today. I woke up today. You smell me out. So before we get started, I need to go ahead and do my daily routine with you guys. So how's your day so far? How's your headspace? And how's this day treating you? Just in case nobody else asked you. Much respect to the family. Headphones. They want our money. What do you mean by that, Smitty? Africans. Yes. You know, it's crazy because I have all this stuff popping up on my timeline. I have people sending me videos. Shout out to the folks who stay anonymous, who send me things. I appreciate you. Smitty, I think I want to hear your take on this. I appreciate that. All right, so we're going to be talking about the diaspora war. Let's get it. The thing about it is that we have a lot of circumstances in life where people do too much trying to mix and blend. All white people don't look at themselves as the same. Spanish don't look at themselves all the same. Neither do Asians. A Cambodian is not considered the same as a Japanese or a Korean or a Chinaman. Nope. You from like Southeast Asia, you from like the Philippines, Cambodia, places like that, you considered what they call like dog or monkey. Literally, just like over here. You know that monkey word we hate so much? I'm saying this to say that every other group recognizes that even amongst us, there are tribalisms and there are sections and groups of us. We all may come from the same landmass, but we're not all the same. Let's just take animals, for example. You know how many different sharks you have? They're not all the same. Some sharks are really small. Some are very big. Some sharks don't even have teeth, just like the whale shark. He eats, what's that? God dang it. What's that word? They eat primarily, plankton. There we go. Dang it. I don't know why I had a brain fart. They primarily eat plankton. They don't eat other fish and stuff like that, right? You see? Orcas are dolphins. We can go on and on. We have different type of birds. So my point is, why do we think that that's supposed to stop when it comes to people? Let's go ahead and get to the video. Now, before, of course, we get into the actual video, right? Hold on now. Let me do this right here. Hold on. I don't know where this came from, but what we're going to do, yeah, let's go ahead and bring that down. And let's do this. All right, so let's go ahead and get into our warm-up. You know how we do. We do a morning stretch. I like to have fun with stuff. You know what I'm saying? So let's just go ahead, have a quick little laugh. Let's just have some fun real quick. And then let's go ahead and ease our way into the video. And with that being said, I digress. My mic is muted. The time right now is 9:10 a.m. East Coast Standard Time. And I thank you all so much for taking the time to tune in. Let's go ahead and look at what we got right here. Okay, now. Warm up. Let's get it. Let me pull this up. Let me go ahead and do that. Bow. Oh shoot, I didn't mean to do that part. This is what I meant to do. That's what I meant to do. Boom, boom. Okay. So let's go ahead and get it. My bad, y'all, for the little slight delay. I'm just trying to make sure I got everything straight. Oops. Hold on. Screen. Share screen. There we go. Let's go ahead and get it. Let's rock out. When getting your hair done goes wrong, let's just have some fun real quick.
Ladies and gentlemen, this thing said man goes viral over his crazy braid design. No, he didn't. No, that ain't exactly why he going viral. He going viral because whoever been braiding his hair has been braiding his hair with all of their strength. They done pulled up all this man's hair. I don't know what he need to get his head. Your hair ain't coming back. I can tell you that now.
I just want to know. This is all I want to know. What is that design called? I know they cornrows, but like, what is that supposed to be?
I can tell you that you're gonna need surgery. You're gonna need somebody to go and take the hair from out your booty and pull and stick it in your scalp in order for you to have hair. Cause they done braided either your hair falling. I don't know. And then y'all can look at it. Because you're not supposed to look when somebody get done braiding your hair.
I can tell you right now, speaking of diaspora wars, how much money you want to bet his hair got done by an African? They the only ones I know that will try to pull your scalp. They try to scalp you while giving cornrows. Let's go.
Your head is not supposed to look like they boiled it.
Hey, stop playing.
That's not what that's supposed to look like. I don't know, what's what or who's who. I'm just saying. I don't know who did that. I don't know if maybe you need to stop, letting the girl at the gym braid your hair, because apparently she too damn strong. Let a regular female do it. Because you can't let no power lifter obviously braid your damn hair.
Oh, man. Let's go ahead and get to it, y'all. Let's go ahead and get to it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start this off. So now, listen, this is the main thing, all right? So we got a very interesting show, I promise you. Just stick around. Y'all going to see we just easing our way into it. But now we get into it. The view that Africans have. So this is what we have. So first, we're going to start off with people thinking that we don't come from here. Let's go. Oh, hold on.
Curious about hidden histories, buckle up for a revelation. If you think Native Americans were the first here, but you're still curious about hidden histories, then buckle up for a revelation. Let's dive into the untold history of Black American Indians. Before the Siberian migrants crossed the Bering Strait, Black people were already thriving here. Yes, you heard that right. Early civilizations, older than many African ones, left traces from South America to the southwest US. The Olmec heads in Mexico, definite African features. Fast forward to the Dawes Act of 1887. Non-natives paid $5 to be recorded as Native American, erasing the true indigenous Black people from history. Their identity was changed from Indian to Negro to colored and finally African American. Why erase them? Colonizers needed the land, and rewriting history made it easier. But the truth, Black American Indians were the original stewards. It's time to revisit history with fresh eyes. Like, share, and subscribe for more hidden truths. If you think Native Americans were the first here.
So now let's just go through a little bit of history. So like me, for example, myself, let me give you guys a little bit of history about my family, okay? Matter of fact, give me 1 second. Let me grab this portrait. I'm gonna grab a portrait. 1 second. I'm gonna make sure I give you the full visual and everything. Hold on. 1 second. 1 second. I'll be right with you in like 2 seconds. Let's go ahead and get it.
Behold the pale white horse and in the dark night rider. Elevation, meditation, angels floating right beside you. The Messiah passed away at 33 like the degrees in Freemason alchemist. Cooking chemistry, I rose from the ocean sparkling. Water magic potion. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? Do you hear what I hear? Demons lurking but it's no fear protection. Vision clear, the birth of the baby with powers in his tears. And if you vultures really want me, then I'm still right here.
Okay, let's go. All right. Let me make sure I get this. Hold on. Hold on. Okay, boom. Y'all can see that. That's my grandfather. Okay? Hold on. Shit. Come on. Focus. Okay? That's my granddad. I want to make sure y'all get a good look at the face. Now let's talk. You know where that man's from? That man's from right here. He was in the Korean War. You know what his name is? His name is David Locke Smallwood. Now let's go ahead and go down the lineage of that name. Do you know why my grandfather, my mom's dad, that's my mother's father, you know why his name is Smallwood? Because his grandfather, no, hold on, I got to make sure I get the lineage right. His grandfather or great grandfather was named Chief. He didn't have I don't know the actual name. We don't know. His name literally was Chief Big Tree. Chief Big Tree then had a son, my grandfather's father. You know what he named him? Chief Little Tree. Then we get to my granddad. Do you know what his name was? Smallwood. You went from Big Tree, Little Tree to Smallwood. %. 80% Black Native American. My mother's side of the family last name is Smallwood. My father's side of the family last name is Smitty. You get it? Already been here. Let's go ahead and keep on going. That's what I wanted to show y'all real quick. Nancy, if you would be so kind with the theme music. Thank you, Nancy. Much respect to you, beloved. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to it, right? So now we're going to go ahead and get into these videos. I just wanted to make sure. I just wanted to make sure that I gave y'all that little. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do this part right here. When I say they want our money, so the first part of this is going to be what Black Americans think about how Africans want to get into our reparations. The second part we're going to get into is going to discuss an interview on how do African women see Black American men? How do they see Black Americans? So let's go ahead and see what we got. Let's start off with this right here. All right. So hold on 1 second. Let me go ahead and get this bad boy right back to the beginning. Boom. Let's go ahead and pull it up. Ow. Let's add that to the stage. Y'all ready? I digress. My mic is muted. The time right now is 9:19 a.m. East Coast Standard Time on this beautiful Saturday spring morning. And I thank you all so much for tuning in. Get your paper. Let's go.
Ghana wishes to draw attention to the very consequential resolution.
Now, mind you, just for the record, for anybody that's not hip, this is a Guyanan official that's basically advocating for Africans over here in America to get reparations. All right, just to give you context, let's go.
Which President John Dramani Mahama of Ghana will be tabling on the 25th of March, which is just next week, Wednesday, a few days from now. This is a resolution seeking to declare the transatlantic slave trade as the gravest crime against humanity. For more than 300 years, Africans were treated as property, were tortured, humiliated, raped, and forced out of the continent. Over 12.5.
But wait a minute. By who? Who forced them out? Did the white man really come over there and snatch us up? I'm just curious. Listen, I don't have all the information. This is why this is an interactive space. Type your comments in. Let me know what you think. Let's all talk about this. This is concerning all of us, not just Smitty. This is for us. All right. So let's have a conversation. Don't be shy. Who did it? Who actually put us out there? Was it really the white man? Because last time I checked, when it came to resources, when it came to numbers, when it came to actual physical strength and weaponry, we've always been that. How did they get us over here? All right. Because last time I checked, it was actual Africans who traded off other Africans. Why? Because slavery has been going on in Africa before it was in America. There's always been slavery. I mean, Egypt is in Africa. Who built the pyramids? You think it was the pharaohs? Let's think, people. Come on now. Let's tap in. Third eye open. Keep that third eye open. Who built the pyramids? The pyramids are located in Africa. Slavery's been going on. The fact is, slavery has been something throughout history, period. You've always had an upper class and a lower class and a tier in between. You've always had that everywhere in life. You smell me now? I see you, Lady Quantum. Shout out to you, beloved. Yeah, let's talk about this right here. Just go ahead and stick around. Let's go.
Million of them in the most dehumanizing and despicable circumstances. The world is yet to acknowledge this. Perpetrators are yet to apologize and have not compensated the victims. This is a time to demand reparatory justice.
But I just wonder, when you say that, are you talking about us? Are you also including us as Black Americans, or is it just the Africans who came here? Do you see where we are? You only talking about the Africans who come here and start a life? Are y'all trying to butt the line and cut in front of people who already been here who deserve it? I don't know. Let's go. I'm just listening. That's it. I have no judgment. I'm just listening.
And this is the time to demand restitution.
Y'all was complicit. You don't get to sell us twice.
Hold on. Key word. Did you hear what that black man said? Y'all don't get to sell us twice. Again, how did we get here? Was it really the white man who came over there and overpowered us with M13s and got daggone atomic bombs and stuff? Were they throwing grenades back then? No, they weren't. They didn't have the manpower. They didn't have the knowledge of the landscape. Nothing. That was our territory. We knew that shit. You know what they did? They came over with something much more powerful than any weapon man can ever form physically. They came over there with their mind. They spoke us out of freedom. Let's go.
Kwame Ansa was the chief that worked with the Portuguese.
Shout out. My man Wody in the building. Shout out to you, dog. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. Yeah, let's go ahead and keep on watching this, because again, they want our money. Let's go ahead and you know what I'm saying? Let's go ahead and educate ourselves before we have a whole weekend full of the nothing ass shit. You know what I'm saying? Let's take a moment of clarity real quick. Let's go ahead and get back to it. It don't have to be Friday. I said Friday. It don't have to be February for me to go ahead and talk about what Black history is. No, this is supposed to be year round, right? All right, well, we're going to demonstrate that. Let's go. Let's get it. Hold on. Bye.
To build Elmina Castle in slave dungeon.
The storm is passing over.
You don't get to get reparations on the people you sold. Go home. Go home.
Now watch this though. You know what's so wild that I always found fascinating? We didn't realize for how long when other cultures, like let's just white folks or whatever, back in the day, the back in the day mode, they would say to us, go back to Africa. Man, come to find out, we should have been told I've been here. Never been to Africa. Not my bloodline, not my phenotype, my genes, nothing. Again, we have to remember the tectonic plates. You cannot get past that. You end all argument about if Black people have been all over the world once you speak about tectonic plate shifts. One large landmass. Everybody's on it. Pangea. It breaks apart. You think there aren't people that's going to spread throughout the spreading of the land masses? Thus, America's formed. So you're telling me Black people weren't? Now, mind you, it wasn't called Africa. It was called Pangea. And it had many, many names before Pangea. Google it, look it up yourself. Were there any names of the world before Pangea? Watch, I think it's at least about 11 of them or so. You know how many times this world has shifted and crafted itself? Do you really think right now where we're located is where it's always been? Come on now. Let's go ahead and use our minds. We can't keep doing that. Let's go ahead and go.
She's our Black American ancestors. The Ghanaians are complicit in slavery. They worked with the white supremacists.
So apparently, I think we got like Black Americans behind that gate, and I think it's like Africans on the other side. I don't know, but let's go.
Enslaved us on this land. You don't give reparations for a business deal going down.
What y'all know about Order My Steps?
Order My Steps?
Yeah.
You know, when you even think about, like, let's really go down when you look at, like, what's the number one thing is why we know an Ethiopian or an African or something? You know, the number one thing we generally know about Africans? Head shape. Yeah, I know. Don't act like I'm the only one that's been like, oh yeah, that's an African head. Don't act like I ain't been the only one that said that. And I'm not saying that on like a making fun of. I'm saying that on the fact of we're physically designed different. The melanin, right, is the same. The melanin is the same. But the genes, the phenotype, is not. A lion is a big cat. A tiger is a big cat. They are not the same. Can you imagine all tigers trying to tell lions, you come from us? Can you imagine all lions saying, you come from us? I mean, saying that to the tigers, vice versa. Think. Tap in, third eye open. Let's go.
Quite often, when you engage in discourse with an immigrant about why they chose to come to America, they give you a sob story about how they had no other choice, how their land was so bad that they had to come to America. Full stop. As a Black person in California, you hear Mexicans say that all the time. But Mexico is a developed nation with universities, law schools, pharmacies, and many programs. These people don't want to come here for asylum or help. These people want to come here for money, access to a powerful white supremacist marker, and they want to assimilate to that.
Do you agree? If you're out there, just type a 7 in the chat. Do you agree? If you do not agree, then just say no. Do you believe that's truly the reason why a lot of people like to come here, because they know of the resources in which it is that they can get? Like, I want you to think about it. How many times have you ever heard somebody come here from Africa and they said, yes, I came here to reconnect with my long lost brothers and sisters of Black America? Hold on. Now watch this. This is this is the kicker. You know how many times we have gone back to Africa because we said we want to reconnect with them and our ancestral roots? Oh, snap. Think about it. How many times have you seen us trying our best to figure out where we come from there? They don't try to do that with us. Okay?
These are manipulators. These are runners. These are fleers. This is the truth. These people come here and they don't align with the struggles by and large of the people who have been brutalized here. They want to be as close to whiteness as possible.
Do you believe personally that the people that come from a third world country or a more impoverished environment is not able to relate to us because even the worst of our hoods is not as bad as where they come from? So do you think that they come over here and say, you all have it so good, why haven't you made something happen yet? I've actually heard that before. I don't respect African Americans, Black Americans, because how is it that you all have been here for all this time and you still don't own anything? Africans will come over here and we just shut shit down. We get into all kind of medicine fields and doctors and everything else, but y'all don't seem to know how to get some shit going. That's because they're totally ignorant to what has been put in place to prevent us. They don't realize how many times we actually have accomplished these things and it's been destroyed. It ain't just Black Wall Street. If you keep on building And here it is. Tsunamis come in and tear down everything because of where you're located, right? You're located right off the shore. Good, you know? So we got to think about that right there before we just get to saying things. Let's go.
And many of them don't even realize they're doing jobs that are no longer acceptable for our people to do. It's no longer acceptable for a Black woman to be taking care of a family full of white children. So they get a Mexican immigrant or any sort of Latino immigrant of any kind to do it because it doesn't look right.
And this is another question I wonder. I want y'all to tell me this, like, for real. Let's talk about it, people. Let's go ahead and go. Are Latinos the new niggas? Have we elevated beyond niggas and now we Black people, and are the Latinos the new niggas of America, considering they will do the jobs that most of us say we don't even want to try to do? Huh? Considering that they will be willing to work for a wage that most of us say, hell no. Like, you know, slave labor. I'm curious. Listen, I'm asking the questions that I want to know. I want us to interact about this, and I want to know what you think. Let's go.
Many of these people know what they came here for, which is to replace us, which is to try to overtake us, which is to try to brutalize us, to try to be here what they couldn't be at home because they're afraid to do it at home.
No, because they can't do it at home. They're not scared to do it there. They do everything else there. I promise you, young blood. They're not scared to do it there. Just for a quick little adjustment on that. No. It's designed for them not to be able to do it there. Why do you think the most prominent and most resourceful land of all planet Earth, that's why it's called the motherland? It's not called the motherland because it's the best as far as like prosperity and shit. No, it's called the motherland because of the resources. From livestock to precious, all the way down to oils and precious gems. Some of the most beautiful, I mean, I'm talking about even down to like black wood, all of that. Like they, you know, the trees they have that's of high value all over the world. Cocoa. That's right. You know, your chocolate, your cocoa seeds and stuff, that's Africa. Yeah, a lot of the chocolate you eat, Hershey's, Reese's, everything, the chocolate beans, a lot of that derives from Africa. Did you know? Google it. Look it up behind me. I always tell people to do that because I don't ever want to just tell you something and think I want you to just listen to what I'm saying. Look it up behind me. Cocoa beans, a lot of that, primarily the best of them come from Africa. That's why it's considered the motherland. Resources. How do you have the most resources, but you're like one of the most downtrodden at the same time? That to a lot of us don't seem to make sense. You see? How do you have all of this? You know, what was that movie? Blood Diamond? You remember the movie Blood Diamond? What was that movie about? It was about natural resources being extracted. You all know the batteries that we have in our cell phones, right? These cell phones right here. You know the battery, you know that comes from Kenya. They mine it from Kenya. The lithium. They mine it from Kenya. So there are so many natural resources. Yes, your phone battery comes from Africa. Why am I saying all this? Because I'm trying to figure out, how do you all have so many natural resources and you all are the most wealthiest natural resource placed on planet Earth 9 times out of 10, and I'm still way behind the game. A lot of us as Black Americans have been trying to figure that out. We like, if only, if only we knew. You know what I'm saying? At the best we got is a little gold rush over here in America. That's the best we got for the most part. We got like gold rush. We got a couple like precious gems, but you all got that. Let's go.
They don't respect the people at home. They don't love the people at home. What they do love is money, access, power, and white supremacy. And they're coming here because they know it's prevalent. This message is for those who have the ears to hear and the mind to understand right now. And if you do not, I completely understand. There is no diasporatic connection between the Black American indigenous person and Africa. There is no African diaspora when it comes to our people. We are a separate entity. We have a separate culture. We have separate understandings. We have separate ways of moving about with one another.
Don't they have the same thing in Africa? You know, the last time I checked, most people in Egypt say they're not African. Hold on, let me say that again. Most people in Egypt say they're not African. Let's go.
We have a century long history in America. We are from here. Our people rose from the soil here. See the Aboriginals of Australia, if that is hard to understand. In tandem with that, when you see the behavior of immigrants who come here, like the Nigerian woman who started the Shade Room, when you look at that behavior and you see that they have no problem disparaging the Black American community and refusing to highlight our leaders in finance and law, aside from talking about their physical appearances, that should let you know these people are agents of white supremacy. They don't look to our community in a fashion that is anything other than a dollar sign, which is why we must remove ourselves, our dollar, and delineation. These individuals are not a part of us, and we are not a part of them. In fact, on the continent of Africa, many of them within the same nation state, like Nigeria, are tribally disseminated. They're not the same people. So it's
facts.
It's easy for us to understand that when we look into the truth. We don't have to believe the out of Africa theory, because it's just that, a theory.
Now, let's make this clear. There are plenty of us who actually, our bloodline does trace back to Africa. There are those of us who our lineage is of the transatlantic slave trade. That is true. I'm not making it seem like every single Black person here is not, there's no way. No, there's no totality in this. What I'm saying is that we need to stop denying the true history that has always been. Stop denying that. Stop making it seem like, now, I'm going to play just a little bit more of this. I'm going to play like one more minute of this. Then we're going to go to an interview. All right. So this is like a guy. He's an American guy. He's walking through the streets of Ghana. And what he's doing is he's asking African people, what do you think about Black Americans? Yeah. Stick around for that. Let's go.
Love you.
Let me just say, I'm pretty tired of the situation here. How is it possible? Again, I could have sworn that we dealt with this and we spoke about this last year, where it dealt with Africa or the African Forum, whatever it is, deciding that they wanted to come together, list Black Americans, list us over here in North America as the 7th or 6th, 8th, whatever region. And by way of doing that, they want to try to lay claim and put hands directly on money that does not belong directly to them. They want to somehow, some way be representatives. Again, these are Nigerians, these are Ghanaians, and they want to be representatives for Black Americans. I'm not sure who told them to do this. I'm not even sure who these people are.
I'm going to tell you who told them to do it, believe it or not, Black man. Here goes the nasty truth. We did. You want to know why? Because back in the day, this was basically all of us. Let's not forget, Black people. This is how we moved for a long ass time. I'm going to tell you who gave them permission. Where is it at? It's right here. This is where they got the inclination that they can go ahead and claim our money, because us as Black Americans, we were doing shots like this.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
That's an African koof. That's an African hat. Let's go ahead and play that again. I'm not playing with you. I want you to really look at it. I want you to look at the flag in the back. I want you to look at everything. Now, yes, it's a mixture. See, that's a hybrid, because he's throwing up the Black power sign. That's us. They don't do that in Africa. That's us.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
That's where that comes from. You smell me now? Shout out. I see you in the building, Chop. Y'all make sure y'all go over there and subscribe to my man ACOG, man. Listen, if you want to get a good word about the Lord, if you want to go ahead and just kind of tap in, be relaxed and have a spiritual moment, have yourself a nice little like tap in with God and Jesus, you go right on ahead over there to my man ACOG podcast, man. Give that man some love, show him some respect. Shout out to my man AC. Thank you for stopping in. That's my native right there. Let's get it. All right, so let's go ahead now. Let's finish listening to the last little bit of this right here, and then we're going to go to the video where we're going to listen to Africans actually tell us what they think about Black Americans on their turf. Let's go.
Seen them, never met them, never sat down, never talked, never voted for these folks in order for them to represent me or any of my family. Again, they don't got the bloodline, they don't have the history. They have never stepped foot or been in these United States at all. We have not had the same walks of life. We don't have the same cultures. We don't have the same traditions. We don't have the same religions. We didn't even come from the same lands. So again, I'm trying to figure out, how is it even possible for these folks to be so bold and brave to do this where everybody could see? Now, before it was technically in secret a little bit. Now they're just out there. And now you got Black Americans out here, as you were able to see in the video, you know, having to go outside and take a stand and tell these folks like, yo, you need to sit up there and go back to Africa. Because
this is how you also know that we're different. If you go over there, they don't say black. Do y'all not realize the only place on planet Earth where we say black is here? Man, get your black ass out. They don't say that in Africa. No mom or person is going to tell somebody, get your black ass out of here in Zimbabwe. They're not saying that in Papua New Guinea. They're not saying that in Nigeria. They're not saying that in Sierra Leone. They're not saying that in Cameroon. They're not saying that in Tanzania. Do you see where I'm at? Even down to the lingo, to the language, how we speak, it's different because we are different. What's wrong with accepting that? Again, a polar bear is not a grizzly. A lion is not a tiger. Nor is an eagle a sparrow. Are they all the same breed of, they're both bears, they're both big cats, they're both fowl? Yeah, of course. But are they different in breeds? Absolutely. They even will reside in different locations on planet Earth. A penguin is technically considered a bird. Where's it located? You see any eagles in Antarctica? Let me shut up. Let's go.
Because I'm like, yo, we didn't tell you to come up over here and to try to speak on our behalf or to represent us. We do well enough, a good job to represent ourselves.
And that's one thing I want to say that we really need to step the game up on. I'm saying it right now. Black people, we really need to step up on our representation. We really need to watch how we conduct ourselves online, out in public. We have done a phenomenal job when it comes to the accomplishments. The reason why we don't get the recognition that we're supposed to get is because we have made it clear that we are not to be taken seriously. The very moment that we cut all the bullshit and we get people to take us serious, I promise you, you'll see things shift within overnight, if not a week.
Like I said, these folks are on a whole different type of time, and this is why I've been doing videos 99 different times and trying to tell people, and trying to inform people like, yo, they are slick. They're trying to do any and everything in order to get their hands directly on monies. And this is why I tried to tell people 4 years ago that it'll get to a point where everybody's going to want to be black as soon as they know that money is directly in the air. When they know that money is about to fall, checks are about to come, or it's getting real close, legislation and all this other type of stuff, this is when people are going to start stepping up. Oh, we're all family. We're all black. We're all the same. We all been through this together. No, we have not. No, we have not. No, we have not.
I don't know what it's like to suffer in the slums of Nigeria, nor do they know what it's like to suffer in the slums of Southeast DC, suffer in the slums of Compton, New York, suffer in the slums of Chirac and everywhere else. They don't know what it's like to go through what we go through here. They don't know what it's like to live in Baltimore. They don't know nothing about that shit. They don't know what it's like to live in, you know what I'm saying, certain boroughs of New York. They don't know about none of that shit until they get here, right? Then they got to learn. And even then, they get a lot of that shit wrong.
for the longest time possible, and we weren't the first ones to do it. It was the Africans that sat up there and did it. It was everybody else that sat up there and did it. We're the ones making sure that the line is finite. We're making sure that you can see that line directly there that everybody else established. Like I said, I don't got no time for no back and forth. I'm not trying to hear, all this other fugazi nonsense, shenanigans, games that people trying to run directly up out of here. I'm tired.
Don't forget about the semantics, black man. The semantics.
1,000% tired. Never in a lifetime could I, as a black American, go over to Africa and say that I'm about to be a representative. I'm going to speak on behalf of Rwandans or the Congolese, right? Or Kenyans.
Bruh. Here in America, hold on. Let me cam up for this. Let me cam up for this. Here in America. Oh shoot, hold on. My bad. Here in America, right? We got it to where, depending on what hood you from, let's just take it from a street level, basic street level. If you not from a certain place, like how many times have we heard on street vlogs and stuff, if you not from Cali, don't speak on Cali politics. Same country, same black Americans. How many times have you heard, if you not from Chicago, don't speak on Chirac politics? How many times have you heard, if you're not from Baltimore, if you're not from DC, if you're not from Atlanta, if you're not from Florida, if you're not from Louisiana, if you're not from Memphis, don't speak on Texas politics if you're not from Texas? Hello. We say that here, bruh. We say that shit here.
Is it possible this story is true? Yes, it is. You're right. It's fact.
Like, really? Oh, shoot. My bad, y'all. All right. So now, what I want to do is I want to go ahead. Bow. Let's do this. So you hear where that part's coming from. You hear where everything with that aspect is coming from. Sheesh. My daggone computer starting to act funny now. I hate that shit. Now, let's go ahead. Let's get to the interview. Let's get to the interview, okay? Now we're going to do that part. Yeah, my computer acting. See, StreamYard. Listen, y'all bear with me. Okay, so now we're at the interview stage where we're going to listen to what Africans, primarily like African women, stuff like that, what they think about Black Americans. So let's go ahead and look at it. Let's see what we got. And y'all forgive me, it's going to be real messed up. Hold on. Let me go back to the beginning.
Your father knows about saving money. Everything I'm wearing,
all right, here we go.
I've had since boot camp.
Yeah, I don't mind it. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's get past that. Yeah, my computer's acting real funny. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right, so off rip. She's saying that she believes that we're the mix of black and white. So let's just listen to what they really think when they're over there in their country. Let's just listen to this. So apparently we a mixed breed. Your mama's white or daddy's white. Somebody's white. Okay. But last time I checked, I could have sworn even in Africa, there are light-skinned people. Last time I checked, there are all shades of black people. Black people are the only ones that can make an albino. You can get white from black, but you can't get black from white. Am I the only one that's aware of this?
Oh, hell no! Oh, hell no! Oh, hell no!
In this video, we will ask Ugandan women what they think about African Americans. Before we get started, make sure to like the video and subscribe. Okay, so what's your name?
I am Vicky Kaitesi.
And what part of Uganda do you come from?
As in originality or
That name, Kaitesi, is from Rwanda, isn't it?
yeah.
Okay, so the first question is, what do you think about Black people from America?
Black people from America, how? Like,
You know, African Americans.
well, African Americans, I think, what should I say?
God have mercy upon us.
Hold on. Listen to this shit. Listen to that shit. The African is black, the American is white. And y'all wonder why they're so ignorant to what it is we truly consist of. I'm playing this to expose how much they just don't know about us. Now, my thing is, I want you to think about this, right? In any other circumstance, they got so much to say about Black Americans. But for some reason, when asked, what do you think about Black Americans? All of a sudden, it's like this cat got my tongue. Nah, say what you really think. That's why I'm like, I don't know. All that shit mean is that, you trying not to on camera be disrespectful, but we all know what's said behind closed doors. Don't you dare bring no Black American home. We know what's said behind closed doors, dog. We're not going to play these games. Let's go.
Believe it or not, most Ugandan women know very little about African Americans, but what they do know is interesting to say the least.
Hey, hold on. Y'all give me 1 second. Let me do this. Let me try something real quick. There we go. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Let me see something here. Let me go ahead and reset that because I want the video to play a little more clear. I apologize to you guys for that. Again, StreamYard is, I don't know, man. It's on some other shit. So let's go ahead and do this. I'm thinking about, I think I'm gonna get a new router just to put downstairs just to see, increase the Wi-Fi quality. because the router's all the way upstairs on the 3rd floor. I'm all the way down here in my man cave down in the basement. So it's like it is a little spread. You see what I'm saying? Between the contact of connection. Let's go ahead and get this back up here. There we go. All right. Y'all forgive me. There we go. So let's go ahead and get back to it. Let me see. Hopefully it plays a little bit better. Nope, it's not. We just gonna have to thug it out. We thugging it out, okay? So just listen to the voice. You got enough of the picture. It's gonna be flashy and motiony. Let's just work with it. Let's work with it. At least we got the sound. Let's get it. Wait. What? She said I never seen them in movies. Lady, do you know who Denzel Washington is? Do you know who Will Smith is? Do you know who Samuel L. Jackson is? Have you ever heard of a guy named Michael B. Jordan? Do we need to keep on going down the list? Dang it, it's leave. Shoot, brain fart. What was my man who played actual Wakanda? You know what I'm saying? Black Panther, who passed away. Shoot. It's anyway. She said I never seen Black Americans in movies. Is it because where you live, they don't play it? Is it because where you live, possibly you didn't get a chance to catch it because when it came on, the electricity was cut off where you live because it's 6:30 now? You know, like how they shut off the electricity and water at night. What do you mean? And this is what I'm saying. Like, when people speak out of ignorance, what is the true definition of ignorance? Is it somebody who's dumb? Somebody who doesn't know? Nah, that's not ignorance. Listen to the word ignorance, to ignore. If directly in your face, black American men and women are all through, we are literally the world's entertainment. And you turn around and say you never seen us in a movie? To be ignorant is to ignore what is in your face. Ignorance. Let's go. But you know what's crazy? A full-blooded African who moves to America, grows up in America, goes back to Africa in their adult days, they're a full-blooded African. You know, they also call them a half-breed. See, this is the ignorance of it truly. I have friends who are from Sierra Leone, Cameroon, Nigeria. I got buddies of mine I grew up with. I grew up in a very multicultural area in Beltsville, Maryland. Shout out to the Ville. I got homeboys of mine who went back home over the summer, came back, and they like, man, shit, I'm glad I'm here because they don't accept me. They literally know how to look at an African who has been Americanized. What are we talking about right now? Let's go. It's like,
many seem to overestimate the level of mixture in African Americans. This may be because
definitely shout out to the young OG. If y'all don't know who the youngest OG is, that man goes by the name of Riaz. Shout out to you, Riaz. Sugar's in the building. All right. And for the record, in case you didn't know, that's that brown sugar. Okay, that's that brown sugar, not the white. We don't do the white granulated. We do that sugar cane straight from the earth. Let's go.
As lighter skinned people are more represented in media. Let's ask these ladies where they're getting their information from. So where do you get most of your knowledge of them from?
Ooh.
I got it from school and from movies. Yeah.
School and movies. Not scientific data, no statistics, no CDC, right? None of that. School. In school, you know how much I wasn't taught about true Black history in school here? And you think that you're going to get the authentic version over there? Yeah, I need to cut the shit.
Yeah. Movies, documentaries.
So basically, look, off rip, she said movies herself. So off rip, we see a pattern here. They get their, how they think of us comes from it. This is crazy, bruh. So this is why y'all think the way y'all think about Black Americans. Because of movies. Can you imagine if I really thought about Asian people when it comes to Bruce Lee movies? And I'm going around to every single Chinaman that I come across? Can you imagine that? Imagine me going up to random Asian people being like, I know you know karate. They would take that shit so offensive. You know, almost 90% of Asians don't know none of that shit. That's a small percentage. It's been highlighted because it's a small percentage that is boom. You know how what we call the loud minority? Like, let's cut the shit. Let's go.
Here's how to take your money to that next level. With Robinhood Gold, you can instantly start earning 3.35%.
Until y'all give me a sponsorship, we not playing that bad boy. Let's go ahead and go. All right, let's get back to the video. My bad, y'all. I'm trying to keep my cool here. I've never seen Black Americans in movies. I'm gonna say that again, y'all. Now I want you to remember something. The number one thing that we are known for throughout the world is what? Entertainment. Entertainment. You've never seen a Black American in a movie? Okay, Denzel, Samuel, Michael B. Jordan, Taraji P. Henson. I mean, you know, let's really go down the line of this shit. Queen Latifah. You ain't never seen a Black man. You ain't never seen a boy. Anyway, this is why the information is so misconstrued.
Finally, let's talk about dating.
Hold on, y'all. Shit. My bad. What the fuck is this? Hey, man, turn that corny ass shit off. Now, watch this. I want y'all to really listen to that beat. Listen to the beat. They talking all that shit. Then you get an American beat. Was that not 80s white people? Was that not a beat of 80? That sound like an 80s corn, excuse me. That sound like the intro to right before they getting ready to get it in on an 80s corn movie. Are you kidding me right now? Like, we need to cut that shit. Okay? Imagine thinking that every Black woman was super intelligent after seeing Hidden Figures. Give me some more elaboration on that, Jen. Give me some more elaboration. Let me go ahead and do that. Bow. Hold on. Let me do this right here. Bow. I want some more elaboration on that right there. You know what I'm saying? There we go. You know what I'm saying? There we go. All right, boom. So let's go ahead and get back to this shit. Is crazy, bruh. This shit is absolutely nuts. So let me see something right here. Hold on. Let me see something. Let me push play. My bad, y'all. Let's get back to this video. That shit sound like some wild ass corn music. I ain't even gonna hold you. Let's go ahead and get it.
We have got to the point where literally anybody can build a fully working app without knowing how to code. This is Base 44. This is the first look at the current industry-leading AI app builder, and you wouldn't.
Let's get through this. Let's go. Let's get back to it. Hold on. What is going on here? No, I didn't hit that. Boy, go back to my damn video. There we go. Let's push play. Let me get the volume on. Volume play. Yeah,
where they're getting their information from.
So where do you get most of your knowledge of them from?
I got it from school and from movies. Yeah, movies, documentaries.
Hold on.
Finally, let's talk about dating.
Hold on. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Give me 1 second. Hold on. I got you, fam. Let me. Oh shit. It's no sound. Hold on. Let me do this right here. Paste. Okay. I don't know why this shit is in the way of. Let me see something here. Hold on, y'all. Look, this is what I'm gonna do, right? This is what I'm gonna do. God dang it, man. My bad, y'all. My bad. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna leave out and I'm gonna come back. I apologize. Yeah, I know that's the wrong link. I got you. Hold on one. Here we go. Okay, so now let's go ahead and do this. I apologize, y'all. Yeah, I had to go ahead and leave out real quick. Okay, so I got that copy. Let's go ahead and do this right here. All right, boom. Here we go. My bad, fam. Yeah, nah, it was StreamYard acting real weird. So let's get back to it. So let me go ahead and pull the video back up. There we go. All right, y'all. Let's get it. Oh, there we go. All right, now let's go ahead and get it. Let me go ahead and give you an intro that I feel is fitting for a person of your life. Shout out to you. Real quick before you get going, we also want to bring to the stage.
Yo, what up, Suggers? Hey, what up, though? How you both feeling, though? As I'm gonna say, assalamu alaikum to everybody. Hope everyone's good.
Walaikum salam.
All right.
No, but I feel you what you're saying, though, bruh. You know, I agree with you. You know what, my harsh reality, basically, the guy in the video, that's the same thing with me, remember? Told you, because I'm Pakistani, but I'm born in the UK. Imagine how some of them see me over here. They think I sold out. What is it for me to sell out, though?
Okay. Hey, everybody. Young OG came in the building. Shoot.
Motherfucker, are you out of your damn mind?
Okay.
Yeah, because think about it this way though, bro. I was telling you this. They think I sold out. What is there for me to sell out? Unless I sold out in the UK, but unless I sold the UK, that is selling out. But I'm not over there. And yeah, maybe I'm like them, but they're not like me. They're not like me, bruh. They are not. Cause look, I'm westernized though, bruh.
I ain't mad at you. I hear you saying bruh. You definitely westernized because they don't say bruh where you from.
Riaz, we want to give you a temporary black card. We're gonna call you Riaz. We got to change your name to I got to give you a black name.
Yeah, Riaz pulled up to the panel.
Yeah, and also, plus anyways, that's me. I was gonna tell you, the way I dress, they don't dress like me too, Literally, you can tell who I take more influence from, and I'm real about that. That's what they don't want to admit.
He said,
and plus,
you get it from Method. Yeah, you get it from Method Man. I see you with the do-rag. Riaz will pop up on the panel.
Timepiece Frosty, that's why you only get one chance to cross me.
That's right.
He got good hair.
Of course.
He got good hair and 360. He got like a low-key 360 wave do up.
Oh man, come on.
Yeah, plus I was gonna say, you know what? I get the bandana idea from. You wanna know where I get the bandana idea from? Tupac. I got it from Tupac.
I ain't mad at you.
One day he took his do-rag off and everybody was talking about people with hair. The guys that wear do-rags don't be having no hairline. Riaz said, let me shut this down, period, and came up, period.
There you go. But Jen, you did technically come through first, beloved. So thank you for coming in, gunning and running, Riaz. I appreciate you coming in with the smoke, my J.
Okay, he said I came and dropped the mic.
Yeah. That was a drive-by.
That was a
yeah. He said I ain't sticking around it. What you got, Jen?
I said what I said is what the fuck he said.
As far as like the whole, indigenous, the whole everything you've been listening to.
Oh no, like when I chimed in earlier when the girl said, I think his is him in the back. He said he'll be back. Okay. I think
I got him.
Can you hear me? Because I
can
my
hear
volume
you.
down yesterday. Okay. I turned it down yesterday because I realized I was so loud. So so when you asked the girl, okay, so that's why I kept saying in the chat. So where did I go back? Let me go back up to it when I started talking shit. When she said, how do you know about Black Americans? Like, how do you know about us over here? Well, us people, Black people on this side of the world, right? And they said movies, documentaries from TV. I mean, obviously now social media. And then I said, no actual people. So then you was playing the video some more. And then the other girl who looks very much like a white woman, but she was Black. So you see how she was dressed in her little orange tank top with her straight hair. And then when they said documentary. So I'm just thinking, I said, if you really held that held that down, then imagine what the first thing I said, imagine thinking every white person was like the Django after seeing the movie. You see what I'm saying? So if you really hold that down and you say, oh, if they stand 10 toes on that and say, well, they're not, and if they hold on to it in a linear sense where they can't abstractly place it into their life, like they just literally assume that's how you guys Americans are over there. That's how you Black folks are over there. So imagine thinking that every white person was like what you saw in Django, right? Then the next one I said, imagine thinking that every Latino was a certain way because you saw them in a movie. Most movies is like, they're gangsters. So you think automatically, or they're maids, right? Or the housekeeper, right? Or they're the help. So imagine thinking that every Black person was super intelligent after seeing Hidden Figures then. That you're saying you're getting all your knowledge and you're getting all this space from the movie or the documentaries or from media, then why not assume the best then too? Since you want to think if every white person is going to be like the Django, why can't every Black woman be like Hidden Figures? I saw Hidden Figures and I thought, hey, those Americans, women must be like this. But we don't hear that side, right? We don't never hear that side when they be like, oh, I just saw The Help and I think that's how Black women or Black people are. So I said, imagine thinking like every grandma was like Medea then.
So do you
believe
that? I do know exactly what you're saying. That's why I want to give you this follow-up question. I want you to continue because you're cooking right now. I want to know, do you believe that is our fault as far as like, do we play a part in why they don't respect us? As far as like, do you believe we've been kissing ass to them? We want to be African, we want to come there, but you know what I'm saying? They don't want to come. Listen, most of us as Black Americans want to go to Africa because we want to reunite with Africans. Africans do not.
I don't think that's most
Africans
of
do
us.
not come here. No, just hear me, and then rebuttal. I got you, beloved. Africans don't come here and want to integrate with us. They come here because they want the white man's benefits.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? But we'll go over there and be like, I'm trying to tap back into my roots. You smell me now?
Right. And okay, so wait, here go the last one I said, just to close it out. The last one was, imagine seeing a documentary about the 9/11 happening and thinking that every person from the Middle East is exactly like them. So you can see how it can get dangerous, but you're not looking at it in perspective. Like, you're not gonna watch what's the movie with Will Smith? What was it called?
That's a lot.
No, I'm talking about the one with him and the little boy, where the Pursuit of Happiness. So you're not gonna watch the Pursuit of Happiness and say that's how Black men are in America. You feel me? But you're gonna watch, you know what I'm saying? So if they're gonna get so much knowledge, to me, if they were grabbing so much knowledge from the movies and all that, then it should be a good balance, because there's a lot of positive cinema out there that will give you a positive perspective of Black people in America. But for some reason, that's not what's happening. Okay, so no, back to your question. What was your question? I'm sorry.
As far as, do you believe a lot of this is our fault? Yeah, our fault, as far as like, I'm Black, y'all. I'm Black, y'all.
And then we go back over there and they want to come here. Right. Okay, so I don't feel like most of us want to go over there, because in reality, I was never taught that. I don't know how to I don't know how to proportion this, compartmentalize this in a good sense, because I was never taught that I personally, Genesis, was never taught that she was blackity black. I was always taught that I'm Native American, because I have two Native American grandparents who are daughters and sons of two great Native American people. You feel me? So the only Black came from my father's side, that's where the slave and all that allegedly comes into play. And even on his side, that's only one grandparent. So I personally, and I'll have this conversation before in this space, because personally, I don't have that conversation in my family. We had that conversation because the world's gonna see me as Black, but I was never told that you came from a slave, like all that, you know what I mean? So I was taught that because I'm the same brown. But then my grandmother and my grandmother is your complexion, Smitty, and my grandfather is the complexion of tea. So them two together, they were like, you're gonna have to deal, because in the world they're gonna be like, they already think I'm a nigga, and they questioning if your granddad's a nigga. He a nigga sometimes, but I'm always a nigga. So we gotta see, so I don't know what that conversation is about going back to Africa, because there is no back to Africa for my family per se. I understand as a whole, when people say, hey, we're all blackity black, because I get the same treatment that another Black person gonna get when the police don't like us. They're not gonna say, oh, you're Native American, Genesis, so I'm gonna treat you nicer. They're gonna treat my Black ass the same way. So as a whole, I understand, but I don't think that's a bunch of us. I don't think that's the majority, because there's a lot of people that now know that the percentage of African Americans that were brought over here was smaller than the group of people that was already here. So them folks don't want to go back to Africa, because they never was in Africa. Because them, that group of folks who know that they were they have indigenous roots. They don't want to. I never been I want to go back to Africa. That's never been a conversation in my family. As far as going back to somewhere we never came from. You know what I mean? So I understand it as a whole, though, but them coming over here, I think them coming over here is not for the Black experience. It's for the American experience, like you said, because they think it's a melting pot and it's a big dream, white picket fence and a dog and a husband type of thing, build a business. And it doesn't help to add on a little sprinkle on the fact that they get 7 years tax-free when they open up a business and all that crazy stuff. So they don't even have to endure some of the American part that we endure as Americans, the loopholes and the red tape and all the, contracts and the negotiations and, all the gag orders. Because they're exempt from some of that shit, because they want to give them the American experience. So I don't think they're coming over here because they want to be like me or you, Smitty. They're coming over here because they want to be like the white man that's over here, that's that's successful. They ain't got nothing to do with us. They're not trying to be nowhere near us. They don't even want to live near us. But we want to take our black asses over there, but we don't want to,
Thank you.
I don't know how true that is for everybody, because folks that know they didn't come from there, they're not rushing to go back, right? I didn't come from there.
That's what I'm talking about right there. Right there, what you just said. Smack on point, smack on point. Okay. All right. So for that one right there, I definitely got to go ahead and give you one of these.
Is it possible this story is true? Yes, it is. You're right. It's fact.
That's what I'm talking about. Because
and then go ahead.
No, nigga. I was just gonna say briefly, and I want you to keep on cooking, keep on barbecuing, shit. You know what I'm saying? We. That's what I'm saying. Like when we go back and think about it, we were the ones that started off this whole.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
Hey.
What was that? What was that he had on him? Now, again,
the dashiki hair wrap.
No. The kufi hat. That's African.
Oh, the kufi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hold on. I want you to then look at the flag behind him, and then I want you to look at the emblem, the what he has around his neck.
I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all.
I know I had one.
Africa. So we were the ones who embraced them. We were the ones who actually stepped forward, and it's like we want to get connected to our roots. They didn't feel like they had any roots they wanted to connect to. They wanted the benefits that they saw we were reaping.
Well, I don't know how that's true, because Smitty, I don't know, because look, my pushback is I couldn't imagine being an African person, free African person over in Africa, right? And I'm watching media and I'm watching movies about how they're being treated over here during that time of chattel slavery. I can't convince myself to sit here and be like, oh, Smithy, we want to go to America right now. No, the hell we don't. Them niggas is getting killed over there. You crazy? I stay right here with these lions and bears, because I know what's going down over here. I'm gonna deal with the devil I do know. Like, what do you? Now maybe they looked at the white man and said, oh my God, they live on paved streets and they have beautiful backyards and they get to get loans from the bank to get a house. That's the dream they wanted, because you couldn't have looked over here during that time back during the segregation, going to different schools, getting spit on, trying to go to school. You could have looked over here and said, a documentary told me I want to come over here and I want to live that dream. That's a bald-faced lie. So you got to be, the lie. What the hell you said? That's a lie, and the truth ain't in you. Because there's no way during that time, that during the times that they, especially talking about documentaries are automatically going back in time, right? So you mean to tell me you looked as an African, looked at an American documentary of a black world, a black family, and saw all this we was going through, saw us getting hosed down and chased down by dogs, and you wanted a piece of that? Get the fuck out of here. You wanted that white man's dream. You ain't want our shit, and you still don't want our shit, because you can't look over and say, I want to be like Oprah. I'm coming to America because I want to be the fuck like Oprah. Get the fuck out of here. You coming over here trying to be like Kim goddamn Kardashian or whoever the hell you see with a pale face. You ain't got to tell me up here. Otherwise, you would be influenced by all the good things that black folks have done, period, over here. That's crazy. I mean, I'm sorry.
This that go and get it with no hesitation. This that never quit. Start that elevation. This that process. This that in the making. This that started from the bottom. This that motivation.
Pop your shit.
I'm sorry. That was good though. What say you, Riaz? I'm sorry. That was cute though. I guess he'll be back. But yeah, like, no, man, you can't tell me that though. What documentary? What movie? Because all the movies back then they were what you wanted to come over here and be a house slave, a maid, a yes ma'am, yes sir. That's what you was desiring. Fufu came from Wakanda Forever. I mean, come on. That's not what they want us to believe, that they saw the best of us and they were, you know, that's why they came to America. Because I mean, but if you look at that one black girl you just showed, she did not look like how black women look in America. She looked like how white women looked in America. She had straight hair with a little cute tank top on. So no, I don't agree. I can't take it.
So let's go ahead real quick. Let's just get back to the video briefly because I kind of want to make sure we get through this while we got time and everything. So let's just play it for a little bit and y'all let me know when to pause it. I got you, Jen. I got you, Riaz. Let's go. Oh, hold on, volume. Let's get through the 90s corn music theme. All right, here we go.
Yeah, that music is crazy. Does he have on a Coogee sweater shirt?
Hey, hold on. I said it earlier. I said, is this an African Coogee? Yeah, that's Coogee. And where's that from? Where's that at?
I don't know. That doesn't look like.
Who was wearing that? That ain't a dashiki. Look, it ain't dashiki. It's Coogee. Come on now.
Coogee down to the socks. Hey.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know, listen. It's Coogee 2D. See, Coogee 3D is when it actually plushes out. We know what real Coogee look like. That's smooth. Yeah, that's smooth like a Hanes. Yeah, that's a white tee that got tie dye. That's a tie dyed white tee. And now that's the African Coogee. Anyway, let's keep on going.
All right, let's play a video.
Sorry. I just thought I'd say something, but okay.
No. Oh, Riaz, go ahead and get your thought out real quick. I don't want to go ahead. You know, I want to make sure everybody gets to say what they say.
Okay, so yeah, I basically feel you on that. You know, so, when I was saying that though, bro, earlier, that's like, you know, when I was just, you know, I was straight cooking. The real reason I say that too is some born guys, but they think they're better than me, but they're actually hypocrites, bro. Because deep down inside, they want to be like me. They want to come over here and take my opportunity, but they say they're better. And some of them done nothing in their homelands, but they want to say they're better than me, you know? Literally, though. It's like they play like mind games with me, though. They want to claim me when they need something, and when they don't need anything, they're going to say, nah, you're not one of us. What is this?
In a nutshell, ladies and gentlemen, in case you didn't catch that, Riaz simply said in a nutshell,
I don't want nobody fucking with me in these streets. Same children.
I don't want nobody.
Yeah, man. Because look, though, bruh, you know, the thing is, though, that's why I don't use the term British Pakistani. I use the term British born Pakistani because there's a difference between the immigrants and the ones born on the land. Am I immigrant? Yes, immigrant background. But the difference is I'm more and more of the land. They're just like the new. You can actually also tell, though, as well, you know, people over there, right? You can tell some born Pakistanis and they actually moved there, though, bruh. You can actually tell who's actually born on the land with their accent, how they dress, how they are. You know, the ones born on the land got swag. The one that, you know, you can tell also, though, the one that just came off a plane, you know, you can tell how they live.
Riaz said the ones born on the land have swag.
And the ones that you can tell, the ones that just came off the plane. I like that. You could tell the blacks that just came off the plane.
So let's go ahead and get back. Let's get back to the video. Let's watch
the video, Riaz.
That is true.
Shout out.
You can't. There's no sound. You can't hear them.
I don't think I hear the video right now, but
hold on. Y'all can't hear it?
No,
not really.
Hold on.
Very, very low.
What the? Hold on. Let me see something here. Hold on 1 second. Let me just let me check all my sounds and stuff. Let me take this down. Let me go ahead and do this. Let me do this. Let me go ahead and re-pull it up. And y'all let me know if you can hear it once I go ahead and do this. Let me know if you can hear it. That's crazy. All right, it's up on the screen.
No.
You can't hear it?
No, their volume is not up.
No, not really though, bruh. To be honest,
wait a minute. Let me. What the?
You can put the closed caption on the screen and you can read it.
How do I put closed caption on?
It should be down at the over in your wherever the little
Let me. I
over
see.
there somewhere. Yeah.
I see. Display. Hold on, where is it? Man, this shit's too small.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Genesis, we're not saying that too, though, to be real. Anyway, though, like, look, do I have empathy for them? Yes, but at the same time, though, I'm letting them know how different I'm from them. I'm realizing this at 24. You know, once upon a time, though, I keep it real. I wanted to be like them, but once I actually realized how some of them move, how they are, I'm just like, okay, no, thank you. And plus, to actually go in there practically, seeing how different I am and harder to relate to what they go through, that's when I actually realized that, okay, yeah, I'm something uniquely different.
All right, amen.
Yeah.
Jen.
The only one who
Hold on,
truly
hold on,
understands
Riaz.
me
Hold
is
on,
my
Riaz.
mom.
Hold on, Riaz. What happened?
All right, so hold on. So Jen, this one I don't have a clue of what is going on. This is what I want to do briefly. What I'm gonna do is hold on.
You can send me the
Okay.
video on the back and see if I can open it.
You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. But I actually wanted to talk to you about this topic I was talking about last night since I got you up here because I really wanted your take on this because I feel that you have a lot that you can offer to this topic, which is very important. If it's all right
Oh,
with
okay.
you.
Okay, what happened last night?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, what
Don't
happened?
worry. I got you. Don't
What
worry. I
happened
got
last night? I'm scared.
you. Nah, don't be scared. So basically, it's a story about I believe that this woman gave up. And in a nutshell, she's saying how she's 34 alone with her dog, and she doesn't believe that she can have a successful relationship. She's only 34. And the reason why I wanted you to speak on that is because I know you know what it's like to live a solo life. Like real talk though. I really want to hear what you gotta say behind what she gotta say. Like I was really
Okay,
interested
you
in
gonna
hearing
play what
your
she said? You got
yeah, yeah,
video?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
yeah. I'm about to go to the video right now. So that's what I'm
Oh,
saying.
okay.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to it, but I'm going if y'all can't hear it, I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So hold on, just give me 1 second here. Let me just let me go. Oh nah, let me go here. Let me
If
go
it
here
was
and make
last night, then just pull your show up from last night and review your show, your own show.
all right.
Like Mike Drop Barbecue said, you gotta make evergreen material.
I just wanted you to respond to it with no interruptions by me, but okay, all right, I'll do it that
Oh,
way.
you're trying to find the IG? It's the IG?
Yeah, nah, I got it in my history right here. All I gotta do is
Oh,
just go to
okay.
my history because it was
Okay.
just last night. So all I gotta do, hold on just give me 1 quick second. Matter of
Okay.
fact, let's go ahead and keep the people entertained real quick. You know what I'm saying? So let's just go ahead and do this. I'll be right with y'all in 1 second. Let me just find the video. Hold on 1 second. Oh, I got it. Hold on, here we go. Come on, get to the bottom. Get to the bottom.
I'm retired, but still cooling with my family and myself. Put cheese streets up on the shelf, still moving stealth. I'm way where I stay, double OG, skin glow with the glisten. That's how you know you see me. I'm the wave of the future, passed it on to my past. Cooling.
All right, I found it. Give me 1
Mhm.
second. Let me pull it up. Yeah, I wanted you to just respond to it. Okay, so here we go. Let's go to the video right now. Now, hold on, push play on this. Do exit out of that. Boom, boom. Go to history. All right, hold on now. All right, so let me see something here. Where's YouTube? Oh boy, yep, YouTube search. Yep, there we go. All right, so Jen, let me ask you this. While I pull this up, what is your reasoning for saying you feel as if I never will be able to find what it is that I wanted before? And not saying you gave up, but let's say you more so accepted. What would you say that is, beloved? I want to learn from that.
Say it again. What's the question?
You
What would be the
saying
reason why I would say I can never find love?
No, not well. You haven't necessarily said that, but I mean, I've heard you speak more so on the tune of I just kind of like said F it. Like I just don't, if it comes, it comes. If it don't, it don't. Where you were speaking as if you were much more enthusiastic about it in the past. I want to know what was the mind shift? What happened that made you actually change how you look at your enthusiasm on finding love in that fairy tale ending?
Damn, what changed?
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't know. Okay, so going from like, okay, so I don't know. I don't know if I can answer this right. Like, what do you mean? Like going from like before when I was younger, and you have that whole idea like I'm gonna grow up to get married and have
How about
kids and all
this?
that.
How
And
about
then
this?
hold on, and then are you
Okay.
saying like and then getting to the point where I'm not married and you're like, wow, how come life didn't work out? Or because some that's
I'm gonna just let her say it, and trust me, I
okay.
already know you gonna have big pauses in this. Pause.
Okay, go ahead. Let me
Yeah,
see what
just
she
let her
said.
talk, and you'll see where I'm at.
If you count the past 2
Okay.
years,
Can you
I've
hear
been
it?
I
Yes.
hear it. I
Yes.
hear it.
Good.
Okay.
Okay, good. Let's go.
unemployed for an entire year. And I've been single for 6 years. And I spend about 6 out of 7 days a week completely alone. Looking around at my life, I'm like, am I a loser? Now, loserdom is pretty subjective. Loserhood. By my own standards that I set for myself, it feels that way. I am 34 years old, single, jobless, and I feel like I have no friends. How did I end up here? What's up? Welcome to my channel, Bree the Womanican. I am Bree. In my entire life, I have seriously dated 2 guys. And those, no, now is not the time. I've been trying to record this video for forever.
That's Jen.
Now is the time she decides she wants to have night terrors.
A
Those 2
conversation.
relationships combined lasted a total for 2.5 years. So for 34 years of my life, I've spent 2.5 years in a relationship. It's funny because when I was 20 years old, I told my best friend at the time, who was a gay man, I assume he's still a gay man. I told him at the time, if I didn't have kids by the time I was 28, I would be a surrogate for him. 28 has come and gone by 6 years. And
Jen, what is the reason why a woman would want to just be a surrogate and not a mother in its entirety? Like, do you think most women can even deal with that? Like, I'm gonna have a kid and just give it away, and it came from me.
No, there's not a most in that situation. That's kind of a crazy phrase, a way of saying that. It's not a most. But the
Thank
women
you.
who are dealing with that, because of the biological factor, and then this pressure, you gotta see when you think about it, when you hear this stuff, you guys, for some whatever reason, your brain forgets all the stuff that you already have heard. That's a narrative or rhetoric about this. So you got to consider that women who are willing to have a child for a woman who cannot have a child, who still has ability to have a child and is still young enough or vibrant enough to have a baby, and they're saying, well, at least, especially with nowadays with the gender fluid and the love fluid conversations we're having, she's having a baby for a man who is homosexual, which means and when that works on the women's end in 2026, someone is actually having actual intercourse. So when the baby looks like that man who gave up the sperm and the woman who actually got her egg fertilized. So it's not, everybody can't afford to go into a sperm bank and pay all that money. So they'll say, like how she said, if I don't have my own family by the time a certain time, I will have your baby for you, which means she was gonna take his sperm and let and carry his baby for him, which is, for some women, it's the biological clock factor that they're inundated with, that they've been beating over their heads since they were kids, since they were little, as a woman, as a little girl. We're kind of getting out of that now, but I can see how that is still a big part, because that's still like a natural part of the woman conversation as you grow up as a little girl, is that you better hurry up and have kids. So sometimes I think it's like, if they can at least, the clock is going to be doing what it's going to be ticking anyway. And then, especially, if it, I think that's kind of in between selfish and unselfish, because you're like, okay, I know I don't want to have any children to take care of on my own. I'm not going to do that, especially when they realize that there's no man in the future. So that idea of having the family unit is oblivious. So I'm not going to be a single mother. So I don't want to raise a child that I'm not going to do a good job. So I'm gonna. Remember we talked about it earlier with the whole the other show you was talking about, Smitty, how they just kind of reappropriate that giving, right?
Yes,
I
I remember.
Right. So since I can't have my own family and have that warm and fuzzy feeling of having that, I'm gonna still be able to get that satisfied, because otherwise it turns into another animal, right? They end up being abusive when they have a child, or they're really hateful, it goes the opposite direction. So if they can healthily take a healthy approach and appropriately put it somewhere and say, hey, you know what, if I don't have my own family by a certain time, I'm gonna at least bless someone else and still be able to have that have that blessing. And they feel like they're still giving back, and they're still doing their job especially as a woman, because you're told over and over and over again that's just damn near your only job is to have kids. I mean,
so let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. All right. So let's just play scenario before I push play. A couple comes to you and they say, oh my gosh, you have the features of my mother. The woman says that or whatever, right? Son? And she says, me and my husband, we will give you $15K if you go ahead and surrogate for us. Would you accept?
First of all, it's way more than that in real life, like 70,000. It is in real life.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know. Okay, so let's be realistic. We'll give you 40. Yeah, no. I know some people, they pay about 20, 40K. Oh yeah.
So yeah, the more specific, the more it is. So they say,
let's say 35.
You have her eyes, and you have her height, you have her same bone structure. Oh yeah, those are higher. That's like 50,000, because you want that specific. It's like you just basically made your baby look like how you want it to look.
So would you be a surrogate mother for 35K?
Me? I wanted to be my own child's mama.
Okay, no, I was wondering that. I was wondering, and it's not about the money, it's about like the principle of it. Like, because some people look at it like, you know what, I'm giving them life, so I feel good. Like some women actually say that. So, I was just wondering.
But that's a small percentage of women who actually, because some of those women actually have their own kids and they have families. So if you look into it, if you dive down that rabbit hole of it, where the women who are like, I just want to help someone give life who can't have this experience, they too also have children and a family, so they want to actually give that experience to someone who biologically can't do it. Now, the women that are like what she's saying is that if I don't have my dream family, if this dream doesn't manifest by a certain time, then in her mind, because remember, you got to look at the red pill or whatever manosphere the topic was she's saying. By a certain time, I'm out of time. You see what I'm saying? She's saying if I don't have this family by a certain time, then I don't have. Then that's it. I'm gonna just go ahead and, since you're my gay best friend, and naturally you can't produce children, I'll produce one with you as my contribution to society and womanhood. But her saying me, as far as me having my own shit, that was over. But if I don't have my 28, it's over with. That's why she was like, wait, 28 came and went, and what the hell?
I love it. All right, so let's go ahead and get back to this. Listen, you tell me when to pause it, because I know you're gonna have some pause moments. Let's go.
And I still don't have any kids, surrogate or otherwise. Last year in January, I told myself, if I haven't met anybody by April, that's it. I'm giving up. I'm not looking anymore. And at that point, I had been single for 4 years. And in April, it was going to be 5 years. And 5 years is half a decade. But April came and April went, and I was still single.
Hold on. We're getting right back to it. Let's go. Wow. Let's get right back to it.
Shifted. Before that, I was such a romantic. I loved romance movies. My favorites are Bridget Jones's Diary and I Love Emily. And I thought that my Mark Darcy was out there somewhere. But after April, I just completely disconnected from that. I stopped looking at romance like, oh, I need to feel butterflies. I need to feel a spark with someone. And I started looking at it practically, like I need somebody to help me pay bills. I need health insurance. I need somebody to have kids with before it's too late.
Wait, whoa! What does she sound like? What do you sound like?
Nah, go ahead. You got it. I told you. I knew you
See?
liked this video.
That
Let's go.
sound like that 50-50 conversation we always talk about. That's what happens with the men. They realize, oh shit. Okay, nah, I'm not gonna do all this by myself. So duh, grown up being an adult is hard out here, right? That's why that whole union is supposed to be, more, that whole union is supposed to be blessed and all that, right? You're supposed to be with someone. But I get it, because what happened with what she's having right now probably is what she was asking me about. And I was like, I don't understand. But I understand what she's saying now, because what is happening is that the fire is going out for those of y'all who see a flame, and the ones of you who don't see a flame, then that cuppeth that was full, it's evaporating. It's slowly evaporating. So you just left that cup's been sitting on the counter just with water in it, and the water just goes away day by day. And there's no one coming along to pour into it and to fill it back up, and then, and that in those cases, unfortunately, because this is for all y'all Bible scholars out there. I don't know much about the Bible, but I do know that if you're telling me that I'm meant to be his helpmate, and that doesn't happen, then he too is depleted as well as I am depleted. And if we never find each other, then what happens is we never feed into each other and pour into each other, and thus the union that God created never happens, right? And then for her, she said it hasn't happened for 5 years. I've been single for 3 years. So, and it doesn't say that we're not having sex, because that's single and abstaining, or single and celibate, right? So you got to be clear on the other part of the ramifications. Some people aren't single because they're not committed in a relationship with nobody that they want to be with, but they still have sex, they're still going out on dates, they're just really not with no one. As opposed to them being single and not going on dates, not having sex, not hanging out with nobody. That's two different people. So get it straight in the real life. If she's single, she ain't having sex, she just by herself, and she said she looked up and she was realized 3 days out of the week she's completely alone, which means no company, no hanging out, nobody coming over, no girlfriends, no guy friends, no nothing. And she just end up looking up, and then you end up spending the whole day by yourself. So that's different than, you having a little activity in your life. Those are two different women. So just make sure we're clear on that part as far as that. But what's happening is that the fire is starting to go out. You're starting to realize that, the romance part of it. And then, because it's not even a factor of youth anymore, because for me, I don't look my age, so it can't be that I'm looking older and the men are becoming less, they're not attracted to me because I look older. The men who just met me today, they don't know how old I am, as opposed to what I used to look like, to say, hey, you look older now, I'm not attracted to you now. They don't know. So every day you meet a new guy who has never seen you before, so he doesn't know how old you are to say that age is affecting it. So age cannot be affecting it. It's just a natural progression of something. I call it, you begin to get invisible. You know what I mean? You're not as you're more content in yourself, and you start to know things about yourself, and you start to be okay with being by yourself or being in your little groove. And I think to those people, to those men who are looking for that high, exciting, vibrant person, they're looking for something that's loud, and you're not loud anymore. You're kind of settling into yourself. So I think some of that's happening too when that happens with us. We're just like, okay, you know what? Because there's no point of us getting all cute and dressed up, and then we go out, and then the whole day nobody really notices because we don't have a bigger ass, or we don't have the features of the girl that just walked past. So sometimes that has a lot to do with it, like what's happening in society kind of just makes you feel like, well, just fuck it then, because I was getting cute for the guys to notice me, but I don't have the BBL, so I can't compete with that. So I'm just back into the background like Bart Simpson,
Let's go ahead. Yeah, hey, nah, you on point.
I mean, that's just real. How if you listen to these videos, a lot of other women. Remember, I told you I had some videos like this where the women were like, "I haven't been with anybody, I haven't been hugged in a year," and they're like,
"Serious."
I
wanted you for this one. That's I told you.
Yeah, they're serious.
That's why I wanted you for this video. I knew that for some reason, I don't know why, when I was listening, and it wasn't because of the situation I'm talking about. Like, I just feel like you're like one of the women who actually has some wisdom on what she's talking about. I believe that you know how to go ahead and express to us what's going on. So yeah, you're very valuable for this discussion. Let's get it.
Stupid. That's what teenagers want. Butterflies, to be romanced, All that stuff is dumb. You could say that I sound jaded, and you'd be right. I was so confused because guys would be interested in me at first, and then they would romantically ghost me. They'd start treating me like I was just an acquaintance. And sometimes I would ask them directly, like, hey, what happened? And they would never tell me. I am neurodivergent. I have ADHD. And one of the things that means is that I don't always pick up on social cues, and I need things stated directly. So there was a guy that I liked for a year. He was in a relationship at first. So I just had a crush on him.
Listen to this shit, Jen.
From like afar. And then suddenly he was hanging around me a lot. He was trying to come over. He wanted to go places I was going. Everything just kind of seemed so sudden. And we met up at a party. And because we weren't dating, I danced with another guy. And he completely stopped talking to me after that happened. And
because you didn't read the signs, beloved. I'm gonna say it
right,
again.
but
like I said last
neurodivergent
night.
Can't do it. They can't see it. It's
like,
not. It's like
no
colorblind.
Wait,
real
sir.
quick. One mic, real quick. I'm gonna give it to you, Jen, and Riaz. You can get in right after Jen. You did not read the signs. I don't know why women think like what you think he just wanted to hang with you. That's not what we do. If we are, look, she said all of a sudden he starts popping up. He wants to go where I go. He likes you. He's
right,
initiating attraction.
She can't see it. She can't see that neurodivergence in them. They don't read. It's like color blindness. So me and you could see it as a red ball, but to my dog, that red ball turned green as soon as it hit the grass. So all they see is the grass. They don't see the red ball in the grass. Me and you are like, the ball's right there. And if you know how dogs are colorblind, they can't see that. That's why the balls are yellow, so they turn blue on the grass, or they turn like red on the grass. So you see that neurodivergence in them is that they're not able to see that. It's like horse blinders. They can't see that part of that person. They're not able to read the facial cues, or they're not able to properly assess the energy. Something just feels different, and then by the time they notice it, it's because the behavior actually changed. They don't notice. They don't notice the prior before. They don't notice the build up because they're not able to connect and read that particular body language and that particular social cue. They can't see it. It's colorblind. It's like color blindness. They don't see it at all.
Riaz, what you got, bro? Oh, no, okay, all right. Nah, I got you on that, Jen. Nah, see.
So, but to what she's saying about the she said something that was triggering me. Oh, the guy liked her at first. Something is about that too, because like I said, so everybody knows the story about the gas station guy, and I bought him the coffee. So I guess he circled back around, was like, hey, I wanted to see her, and I haven't seen, he came back around to the gas station, like, has she been back here? Okay, so all for me to give him my number for him not to call me. So at the end of the day, yes, I met another dude. I told y'all about the 31-year-old guy that I met, turned him onto the channel. He works late overnight, right? He closes the gas station. He's like, yeah, I'm the manager or whatever. I'm at the gas station. I work at the gas station. I'm like, I'm not above nobody working. As long as you working, I help, but I'm like, okay, cool. We have all these conversations about give the guy on that, why you got to go after the 6-figure nigga with the abs? Okay, give the regular guy a chance. So here come these regular guys, the garbage man and the gas station workers and the store managers. And he's like, yo, so I give him my number. I think we talked on the phone. We FaceTimed, and I think we talked because we FaceTimed because I was doing Gracie's song with his daughter, dancing with his daughter, and his daughter was like, hey, that's Gracie's club, Gracie's club corner. And then I think we talked on the phone, and then that's it. Haven't heard from him. So she's not wrong. It's something in that too that's happening with the men. They feel yes, because see how comfortable she is in herself. She feels good. She's comfortable. It's something they sense that, and this is just within the past 90 days that I've met 2 men, and they have not. Y'all don't call me back. It's something in that. It's something in that, Smitty.
Respect
2 men, 35 and 30 years old. So you know what I mean. You can say how old are they, because I have not heard from neither one of these gentlemen, and everybody's like, "Oh, Jen, you can't, give a regular guy a chance." Okay, here we go. So she's not wrong on that part. What she said, talk to the guy, and then all of a sudden he just goes to her, but she's not able to read the cue as well. And she said she really liked him. So she even went back to say, hey, what happened? What's going on?
Okay. Let's get back to it.
I asked him directly multiple times, what happened? And his response was, I don't know what you're talking about. Yeah, so he gaslit me, which is always fun. Years later, I learned that guys don't like when they're interested in you and you.
I just gotta say it. That man, he did not gaslight you. It sounds like he knew what he wanted. He was pursuing you because he knew what he wanted within you. 9 times out of 10, a monogamous relationship. When you went and danced with somebody else, off rip, he said, oh, nah. Oh, nah. That's not wifey material. I believe possibly that could be what happened. You moved the wrong way.
Push back on that. So because you guys suffer from alexithymia, the other half of him not solidifying that agreement and solidifying that relationship, because we all can't, again, we talk and we have this conversation, Smitty, and we forget all this knowledge and wisdom that we heard along the way, that when a man wants something, he will go and make sure he gets the move hell and high water. When a man wants to date a woman intentionally, he lets her know that, right? And according to some men, y'all know sooner than later when you like the woman back, when you like the woman first. So if all that's to be true, Smitty, that means at some point he realized he liked her, maybe did not tell her, or he did not like her. Because according to those theories, that men go after what they want. The husband say, oh, I knew within 6 months I loved her. I knew within 30, like Coach Ferg always say, I knew within 30 days I wanted to marry my wife. So if all that's true, he did not know that he wanted to be with, he don't like her. Or he did not articulate that. Because a woman that knows that she's with you does not go dance with someone else. But because she said, hey, since you're not making it seem like we're dating, you're not giving her a clear indication, because we can't, even if she is neurodivergent, we also know that, nigga, if you want me to be your woman, you would have told me that. You would have made sure, you would have looked me in my eyes and made sure that was clear. You would have made sure that was clear, no matter whether you mined it, you wrote it on the sky, on an airplane in clouds, you would have made sure that was clear that I'm your lady, you my woman. But because that didn't happen, she's left to wonder. So I understand both sides. You got to give grace, because remember, Smitty, a man knows what he wants, right? You knew you wanted your woman when you met her. You knew how long it took you when you knew that you wanted her. So we got to give that same guy the same room that he knew that, or he just didn't like her. And if he knew that, he didn't tell her. If he didn't like her, he didn't tell her nothing. That's what we come up with.
Jen, I absolutely applaud you for being honest. That was some absolute organic manure. I want you to read this.
Honest.
Read this caption as you look at this scene.
Happy time!
Okay.
Oh, if you didn't say shit, no, because he don't gotta know that she's neurodivergent. So he may not even know nothing about nothing like that. But even still, he didn't say nothing about him being in a relationship with her. And you're gonna get mad because I went and danced with someone else when you never said we was together.
Yo, if you weren't able,
God have mercy upon us.
time we want to be around you, we want to take you out, we want to hang out with you. I promise you, the motive is I want to know more about you, and I want to know more about you in an intimate way. And I don't mean just sexually. I actually mean like I really want to get to know you. I want to be around you. I want to hang out with you, meaning I want to see if I can make it, if we are compatible to be with you. The way.
So then once she said, what happened?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, and then at any point, I get what you're saying, but you're saying that in a given that we both of us got fully functioning facets, right? Our brains are functioning fine. However, but if you got this condition and she knows she's
You
calling.
reaching, you reaching, Jen. You
No.
reaching.
I'm calling cap on the fact that she knows this, and she also could have expressed that, hey, I got this condition. But him not knowing that can't maneuver around it because he don't understand. He don't know what. He just knows this woman not reacting to the shit he putting out. But however, when you come back to the situation and you say, hey, I like what we was going to however the conversation went. Hey, I like what was going on between us. What happened between us. That was his opportunity to let her know so that she could be aware that this is how it's being received in the relationship with her. You see what I'm saying? So him not ever expressing it, him not solidifying it throughout the relationship, her not addressing it and saying, hey, by the way, I forgot to tell you I'm neurodivergent, which means I really don't understand shit like this. And then him having that opportunity in the relationship to say something about it. Instead, the relationship ended. And then she goes back and say, what happened? And he'd be like, oh, nothing, whatever. That was his chance to let her know so she could be like, okay, now I know what the hell happens when I'm done dating a guy. I can't tell if they like me. Let me go and fix it. So on both ends, you know what I'm saying? That's why I say I call cap on both ends because she could have said something too. We're not saying that because in the perfect world, if a guy's around you that much, it would be assumed that he does like you. But some women still need you to be like, yo, Smitty, why are you around me? So you can be like, because I like you, motherfucker, and then we can go from there. Yes.
Are you?
Yes.
So the number one thing that men battle with when it comes to all of this with women, honestly, and you've heard it, okay, is that we can't read your minds. Just say it. And you know how often women will actually say, like, we basically just supposed to know. If you're really that one, then you just supposed to be able to read and just know. So it just sounds like basically the same thing that us as men have been saying forever and a day. So I like to hear the let's say comparisons that we actually do have in common. Okay, cool beans. All right, let's go ahead and listen to this video. You tell me when to pause it because I'm just saying I don't think she read the signs right. I think that she fumbled the ball, and Lord knows if she actually fumbled it with who was supposed to be the love of her life for the rest of it. Real talk though.
So she could have very well dodged the bullet, right?
Yeah. Or that. No, that's a fact too. So I can't deny that aspect as well. Let's go.
I didn't know because for me, technically we weren't dating. And I had a lot of guy friends at that time. I thought we were just hanging out. And I incorrectly assumed that if he were interested in me, he would have just told me. Another problem that I had, I would look to characters on TV and in shows, and I would try to become more like them. But I was becoming the type of woman that I'm attracted to in stories. You know, the cool girl, the manic pixie dream girl, the fun girl, the lovable, socially awkward loser, which are not the type of women that men that I like are actually attracted to. So not only was I not being myself, I wasn't even doing it to my own benefit because that shit was not working. I guess for like a guy, that's like if you really resonated with like, I don't know, John Cena or Dwayne Johnson. That's like if you wanted to get a girl to like you and you started acting like The Rock and saying
that's just what I was thinking.
But what women want in dating is the Timothy Chalamets and the Ryan Goslings. I think also like I just don't like people frequently enough, and I don't really have ways of meeting new partners because all of my hobbies are solo hobbies and I work from home. My pond is very small. Even if I met someone tomorrow, I'd want to date them for a year at least before getting married. And then I'd want to be married for a year at least before getting pregnant.
What do you think about that? Is she asking for is she doing too much?
No, that's not. And that's just that's the biological process. You know, that's just what happens sometimes. And sometimes for some women, she'll see that when she gets there, that it's just not that easy. Be like, okay, sometimes it's that year, now it's 2 years on because of whatever's happening with your body. Because again, we don't like to talk about how much the male contributes to whether or not you do get pregnant and have a kid. So you only know that once you get with someone. So that year is, everyone kind of has that same little fairy tale, like, oh, we'll be together for a year and then I'll get pregnant. And then they'd be like, oh my God, we weren't even married 6 months before I got pregnant, or we've been married for 6 years and I still haven't got pregnant. So You know what I'm saying? That's just part of that. That's just a revelation when you have that with that fairy tale part. And then being married, and then be together for a year, and then have kids for a year, like that whole dynamic changes. The whole being together and then having to have the kids. Some people don't even realize, some women don't even realize what their bloodline holds. Unfortunately, my very, very, very first time ever, and my body terminated the pregnancy, but I because of who I was dating, I had twins. So at the end of the day, you don't even know, because we're not really truly like looking into those types of, that aspect of the person we're dating or dealing with or married to the degree where we can kind of, see, what that's going to look like. So it's a little bit unrealistic, but I guess it's a plan to say, at least start with a foundation to say, hey, I want to be married a year, or I want to be dating a year before we get married. I want to be married a year before we have kids, when, that may or may not be the case always. So it's kind of a little bit unrealistic. Yeah, no.
Okay,
and
so,
then the guys on
so
the other
all
end
of
of
that,
it,
real
they're
quick,
not,
real quick,
go ahead.
real quick. So all of that, but you do agree, right? Like, all I was basically saying, I'm not saying it's unrealistic. I'm just saying, like, that's a bit much, baby girl. Goodness gracious. Plus, on top of that, when you really fall in love, like, that's what you say now. You don't know how you gonna feel once you really in the moment with that man and everything. Like, you don't know. You might throw all that out the window, and I've seen it happen. You know how many
Yeah.
times? You know how many times chicks would throw up? Oh yeah, so I mean, it's our first time. We're going to use a condom. I'm talking about this is over the phone. What? Man, we finally get up. If we don't have it, she's like, F it. All that went out the window. It went out the window. Okay.
Right.
All
That's
this
what I was
talk
saying,
about
that they don't take in
and
that
everything
account
else,
of all
that
that.
shit
They
out
don't
the window.
They don't take that into account. They don't take the biological factor. Like, look at, like, also, you don't take into account, Smitty, I'm sorry, but they don't take into account, I mean, if you want to go down the rabbit hole for a second, they don't even look at their own family structure and their own family birth order and all the kids and people that's in their family, which is typically going to be repeated by you. So, people who have, 3 kids, typically end up having family members around them that have 3 to 4 kids. You know what I'm saying? And so if you look over and the man that you with, if he the youngest of 9 and you the youngest of 4, you know what I'm saying? You can also consider all that, but we don't think about that. We just be like, oh, we're gonna wait a year before we get married and wait a year before we have kids, and then don't understand why we got pregnant with triplets and how come the doctor said wait 6 weeks and exactly at 6 weeks we got pregnant again, because they don't consider all those facets, like, his family structure, how many kids and the siblings and all that, what time of month we got pregnant on, because you can have sex for 28 days and still not get pregnant except for the day before your period starts. So, all that's a factor, right? So
That's
all
a
that
fact.
changes that year of when a baby comes into the play. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you don't have kids right away, and sometimes you have too many kids back to back. You're like, God damn, the doctor said 6 weeks, and one day we got pregnant. You know what I mean? So, yeah, but they don't think about all that. They just be like, 1 year from today, we're gonna have a baby. No, girl. You might get stressed out. You might be unemployed, but within that year, and your body gonna be like, not today, Satan.
Okay. Let's go ahead and get back to it. Let me know when to pause it.
And then I'd have to be pregnant for 9 months. So the earliest I could have a child would be at 37 years old. That is old. And that's if I met someone tomorrow.
Awaken to a world of wonder.
Let's get back to it. Bow.
Issues that I have in romance, I have in friendships. I'm a high context type of person, and most people don't need as much context as I do. If someone says something that bothers me, I tell them, hey, this bothered me. Why did you say that? But if it's the other way around, they don't tell me, they just stop talking to me. It's especially difficult being neurodivergent because
That's because we're in a society in a day and age of people, like, that's an overall, like, societal thing, at least here in America, from what I know. I don't know about other countries. I know here where we are, right? People don't talk as much as they used to. They don't. People actually really do not communicate. People are more quick to ghost because it's not about, oh, I'm fed up and I don't have nothing to say. Now, it's really that you don't have anything to say because you don't know what to say. You were raised in a day and age where it's all, over the screen. There's no real facing people and talking. These things have really died down. COVID really killed it, and she even said it herself in the beginning of the video. She stopped working since COVID. That was 6 years ago.
Right, but her saying that she works from home. Most of her hobbies are solo activities, probably birthed through COVID. And then now that COVID's over, she hasn't transitioned out of that. That's where the hiccup is happening.
Now, me personally, majority, like I even said it, majority of what I like to do, Jen, is solo. Like, for example, I don't know if
puzzle.
Art, right? So I do art. I do wood carvings, stone carvings, you name it.
Is your hair in a ponytail, half up, half down?
Leave me alone.
No, not half up, half down. That's the cute long. That's the hairstyle. See, that's why I like I like dreadheads and white boys with the curly hair, the mixed boys. I'm sorry, I don't mean to sound racist, but it be the dreadheads, it be the locks. I'm sorry, I don't want to disrespect. It be the boys with the locks and the cute mixed boys with the curly hair when they be wearing a half up, half down.
I ain't
But
mad
it's
at
cute. Everybody else don't do it. Either the white boys do it. It's not cute because their hair is so straight. It be that you gotta have a little black in you. Their hair can have some texture. And then the dreadheads, when they do it, I'd be like, sir. I'd be like trying to prove a little point. Long hair don't care.
Mad at you. I ain't even mad at
I like them to put that particular style on men with hair, that half up, half down. That's cute. My ex-boyfriend used to put his hair like that. It's like, hey, Zaddy. Hey, Zaddy.
I ain't mad at you.
Coming home for lunch.
I definitely take the compliment with stride. Let's go ahead and keep on rocking out. Thank you very much.
A lot of that is just being very direct. I don't necessarily think to say things with a person's feelings in mind. I might just be trying to convey information, and then somebody will read something into my tone, and I'll be like, what tone? And I always thought that people should say what they mean. If they want me to understand something, they should say it. They shouldn't talk around it. I shouldn't have to pick.
Let me ask you this. Do you believe that her at 34, living on her own the whole nine, do you believe that do you believe she qualifies, let's say, I'm saying that word specifically, does she qualify to say, I give up? Let's go there.
At 34?
Does she qualify to say, I give up?
I don't want to say no, she can, because of her age, but I don't want to say she can't because she hasn't had any experience. I mean, I want to say that I could qualify to say that because of my age and because of my experience. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I don't think that the 34 has nothing to do with the fact that she's only had 2 serious relationships that only lasted a total of 4 years. So of her lifetime, as opposed to, having a 10-year, 5-year, 7-year relationship, or having multiple small-term relationships, to even be able to quantify you need more of a study group to get a better picture to say that I give up. I feel like that, and I think her focus group, is not big enough to determine that. You can't do a focus group with 4 people. You need more people, you need more time, you need more experiences within that time, especially if you're saying that it sounds like also too, with when she's in these relationships, it's one-sided on understanding. For someone to feel that they can't say something back to you or tell you when you're like, hey, what happened? Or you're, hey, like, what are you saying? What do you mean by that? And then she said they just walk away because they're not able to understand how to communicate with her, or people have experience communicating with her and it's a struggle because of her divergence, right? She needs more context, she needs more information. So she's the type of person, what it looks like this, Smitty, is that she says, hey, Smitty, what happened? And you're like, oh, instead of telling her, hey, what you just said pissed me off, you might say, hey, I didn't like what you said a few minutes ago. And instead of her saying, what did I say? Smitty, and then you said X, Y, and Z, and that just hurt my feelings. And instead of her saying, she was supposed to say, Smitty, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to say X, Y, and Z to hurt your feelings. That would be a natural conversation and it'll be healthy, right? I asked you what happened. You gave me context to clarify for it, but for her condition and how you can see how the way she is, it doesn't stop there. So the people can be like, hey, it's too, it's too draining of me to explain to you why. It's easier and it's more peaceful just to walk away and leave you alone. So that, you know what I mean? When that happens, she doesn't know. She's already admitted that she can't really regulate that. She doesn't know when to not keep asking questions. The person told her, and then she's supposed to be okay with the answer and apologize, and then show that she has compassion for what she did to hurt their feelings. But that probably doesn't happen because of how she is. You know what I mean? So that's what happens.
Right. Facts. Damn. Okay. See, I'm learning something here. That's why I'm glad I got you here on this one. We're going to listen to this last little portion part because I wasn't going to go through the whole thing. We're going to listen to this last portion part and we're going to give our take on that and go ahead, recap and have ourselves a good day. And I appreciate you coming up once again, Jen. Shout out to you, everybody. Give it up for the oh so lovely, the oh so beautiful Miss Genesis in the building. Thank you very much. All right, let's keep on rocking out. Let's see what we got right here. The time right now is 11:17 a.m. East Coast Standard Time, and I thank you all so much for tuning in.
Pick up on context clues, but that's not how humans work. Honestly, I think the bigger issue in friendships for me, though, is I don't have an identity. Most people have like a set identity. You're an athlete.
Listen to this part, Jen.
You're a nerd. You're into fitness. You're into music. You're a Ravenclaw. I feel like most people put all their points into one skill tree, you know? Me, I'm like, put 3 points into magic, 2 points into strength, 1 point into stealth, 2 more points into charisma. I'm not maxed out in anything. I like some anime. I read some manga. I like watching science videos on YouTube. I like reading smut. I'm not really into movies. The other day, my mom was complaining about how she didn't like that Netflix knew that she was a Black woman based on what she was getting recommended. And I was curious as to what my algorithm thought about me, and it was all over the place. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I'm not doing it on purpose. I just have very diverse interests, and I always have. But most people aren't like that. Most people start heading in a direction when it comes to their interests. And they meet people with similar interests. They listen to the same music. They dress the same way. They have the same hobbies. That never happened with me because I always get bored. I can be really into something for 3 months and then be like, all right, what's next? Yeah, I just don't really fit in anywhere. I'm like some type of pentagonal Venn diagram or something. And when you're always hopping from interest to interest, you're hopping from group to group. So you're not able to really build those long-term connections with people. And then a lot of the times where I do build like a strong connection with people, there's some aspect of it that makes it temporary in a way. Like when you and a person are working at the same job, and then all of a sudden you switch jobs. You were in an environment where you were talking to this person or seeing this person regularly every single day, but now you're not. And that time that you were spending with that person is completely replaced with something else. Now, if you want to see this person, you got to go out of your way to see this person. You can't just walk over to the desk and be like, hey, you want to go grab lunch? Or as you're leaving, you can't like stop by your cars and like talk for 30 minutes. You're not in the same world anymore. You don't know the same people. The stories that you're telling from work don't have the same impact because they don't know who you're talking about. You got to set the stage for them. And you could probably do it at first.
When it comes to like, you know what I'm saying? Just like, I guess what she's speaking about in the sense of she's, from what I'm hearing, very, very complacent in saying to herself, I don't mind just me and my dog and being by myself. I want to know, is that really what she wants? Or do you believe that's what she's just choosing to accept because of where she may be mentally with it?
Wait a minute. How much more of the video is it? Because did she say that?
That's no. I mean, throughout the video, that's basically what she has been saying.
Oh, okay. I'm like,
That's
did
what I'm
she
no, so
actually
basically
say
what
it?
I'm asking is yeah. She's saying like, because at the very beginning she said, I've been alone for about 4 years or 6 years or something like that. And she's basically kind of come to the terms of accepting it, I guess. And so my point is that do you believe that that's really because of, is she defeated, or is she really just like, nah, I just realized that's not what I want, or that's not what I need? From
No,
what
well,
you're hearing.
let's look at what she just said. Unpack what she just said, right?
Okay. Mhm.
She's identifying. See the she's on a teeter-totter with herself, right? So you have a mental image.
Okay.
She's on both sides of the teeter-totter with herself because she knows these things about herself, but she's not. You can say that she's not divulging this in her relationship and her interactions with the opposite sex when she wants to engage in a relationship, right? She's not saying,
Right.
I'm an autistic woman, with the neurodivergence, because so to the guy, so imagine to the person who is interested in her, who doesn't know what's happening and doesn't understand why what she just said in 3 months that she's no longer interested because she gets bored because of her divergent, her own defect that she identifies that she has. She knows that much about herself. So on one side, this is why I call cap on the ladies, because and women don't like me in this space. Some of these women don't like me in this space for other reasons, but one of the reasons is because sometimes I be like, y'all women be lying and capping, and I don't know, I never could do that, and I don't get along with everybody, so that's why ain't nobody in my life. You know what I mean? And the men want me to, I can't act like those other women over there that will lie to you. So I don't know what to tell you. So that's why I call cap on the fact that she knows this about herself too, and she's not divulging it, and she's not saying, well, I told the guy I was divergent and this is what happens, and you know what I mean? Because you can run across the man who understands you, understands that, who has experience with overthinkers, who has experience with women or people in his life who have a compulsive, desire, and they know how to deal with folks like that, and they have the patience to deal with that person. But her saying that she's not going to typically run into that guy, and then her not also saying, hey, this is what I got going on when they meet them, because of course, it's probably a lot, and you don't want to overwhelm a person and say, I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, in your case, Smitty, you got to tell someone right up, because as soon as they meet you and see you, they're going to say, hey, you should have said something, right? So you probably feel like you need to probably divulge that part, especially if you have mental and emotional issues or concerns that might affect your actual relationship with the person, could actually make or break if they want to be with you. And, you got to get comfortable in that mind, and that part of your mind too. You got to know that, hey, if I tell this person, listen, my attention span is 3 months. So there's a good chance that in the 4th month, I could be like, oh, whatever. Now that guy knows that, then he's can make sure that he stays in her mind and stays with her past that 3-month process, right? If he really liked her, he would really kick it and talk to her, like she said. She was dating the guy for 1.5 years, and then she just couldn't read the cues. But again, she knows that about herself, so why not tell them that and let them handle accordingly? You know what I mean? So her saying that, and then by her not having friends and finding people that have common interests, there are people like that are nomads like her, but that you got to find that group of that tribe, and then I think you can expand your interest beyond the time when it expires for you. You know what I mean? Because there's so many things that you can do, like just in general, just like say pickleball or working out or playing volleyball. If athletics is your thing and you're bored with playing volleyball this week, this month, but athletics is still your thing, you can get in, you can stay in the realm of athletics, right? Without saying, hey, I'm bored with playing, was working out, I'm gonna go join a running team. I'm bored with the running team, I'm gonna still stay within the realm of athletics, to where you'll still meet people that are working out and running marathons and shit like that. So she got to look at it that way, instead of saying, hey, you know what, I took a pottery class, and within that class I met people, and once the class was over, then to hell with them people. But those people also took another class together, right? They took another pottery class together. So they kept running into each other because they stayed within the realm of you know, arts and pottery and ceramics and whatever it is, right? They meet up at art fairs. They start going out together because then they're going to art gallery openings and shit like that. So they kind of stay within the realm of what it is. But for her, she's probably not old enough or mature enough yet to understand what that looks like. To say, hey, I like taking painting classes, or I like smoking weed, but you know, I went to a painting sip class. I met this bomb dude named Smitty. I didn't care if he was in a wheelchair. I liked him and shit. But then, you know, after the class was over, me and Smitty was over with. Because Smitty went and took another smoking and painting class, and then another smoking and painting class, and now that he's meeting up with the smoking and painting class folks, and you stopped going because that was it for you. So she could just stay within that realm of art, and then would have met and still be meeting people, you know, and still be interacting with people. So she just doesn't. I don't think she's looking at it the right way. I don't mean, or in that way. I don't think she's looking at it that way. But yeah, that's my take on it. She can't meet nobody because she don't go nowhere where everybody else is at. Because, you know, that one class, that one job, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You go and meet with people at work. You can connect with people at work because usually after work is what you guys connect on. And I get it, because she's like, hey, we don't work at the same job, but we both are going to work. You see how that works, though? You go to your job and I go to my job, but the thing that we enjoyed the most, Minnie, was after work with hooking up at Applebee's, ragging on a job. But now that we don't work at the same job together, we still go to a job. So you got your stresses to talk about at the end of the day, and I got mine still. We're just not talking about the same Susan at the corner desk. We're talking about the Susan in your office and the Susan at my office. And but still, you gotta foster that and still encourage that to happen and say, hey, you know what, Smitty, I don't work there anymore, but do you still want to meet up for coffee? Because I got some shit to tell you about my new job. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So I don't know what the hell she's talking about.
Nah,
She can meet people. She's giving up on everybody, meeting men and friends.
What
you
I
know,
was picking up too.
Yeah, she's giving up on everybody.
Yeah, and I just wanted to know if I was alone on that thought. We got like 2 more minutes left on it. Let's keep on going.
But it gets harder and it starts to test the friendship. During the pandemic, I was making a lot of friends at the dog park in my apartment complex. And it was all because we were all working from home.
Puppy.
We all had dogs. So we could spend like 30 minutes to an hour in the dog park just like talking to each other. But once the world opened back up, people's social circles shifted, you know, they're back doing stuff at work. People moved. Like I said, you keep up with those people at first originally, but as time goes on, those relationships with those people kind of fade. Speaking of jobs, I've been unemployed for 5 months. I got laid off from my last job because we lost a big contract and like a third of the company lost their jobs. So it wasn't personal. I've been applying and the jobs that are calling me back are all below a living wage. And I can tell you up front, I am not financially ambitious. I don't plan on being a millionaire. It sounds very stressful, actually. I really only need...
I'm just hearing a lot of no drive. I don't know if it's just me. I'm just hearing like, you know what? I had something that was comfortable that fell off and I just said, F it. F everything. I don't know if I'm the only one.
She said she wasn't financially ambitious. So money, she's valuing other things over the money because she obviously can. Those people who think like that, they're able to sustain. They have a sustainability about them. Like they hoard, or they may hoard already. Like they buy a lot of food and they don't always eat everything. You know, they always have something in the way of that.
Nah, you got a point, but Jen, she said the jobs that I was applying for didn't meet what? Her financial requirements. So it is
below livable. It's a below livable wage, which means that I've had that. I took a job like that, but then again, that she might be in the age demographic, or she might be in the generation where they don't understand. Smitty, what me and you might know that you get a job, you get a better job when you have a job, right? They don't. They think that the good job is gonna drop out the air when it's never been like that. For those of us who are old enough to know, the gas station or the car wash or the Burger King real quick, because guess what happens when you take that job? The other jobs start calling you. So whatever Murphy's Law that is, this part of that generation doesn't understand that, because they sincerely think that they can stay unemployed until something comes out of the woodwork. And it doesn't work that way. It's never worked that way. Everyone who's always told you I was working over here, and then all of a sudden this day folk called me, and that was, then that was the one they wanted. But they were, very few people were like, I was just stone cold unemployed, sitting at home, twiddling my thumbs, and then the dream job called me. That's never been how it worked. I don't ever remember it working like that. It's always been an opportunity because you were humble enough, or God blessed you because he gave you the few and you did great with the few, right? Because that's what that blessing is that he go ahead and take that low job that gives you just enough money to survive. It gives you just enough money to pay the bills and keep just enough food in your stomach. And then guess what happens? Sometime not even a week later, the job that you've been waiting on has called you. But that's that test that God gives you, right? To give you what you're gonna do with them little few that I give you to bless you with the more. So that generation also doesn't understand that parable, right? So they think that God's just going to give them the 6-figure job. It's going to fall out the sky while they sit at home and wait. And that's the faith without works is dead. So go do something. Go do some DoorDash. Go do something where, she said she worked from home. You pack some packages, do UPS or whatever, Amazon Flex. Something that's because there's no works happening. So the faith without works is dead, right? She can't get nothing because she don't believe because she ain't doing nothing. So all that. Yeah. They don't get that part. It's always been that way. Go take that little bullshit ass job. And then as soon as you take that job, you might even work in that job 30 days for the real job call you, the one that you've been wanting. It happens like that every time.
Exactly what I'm thinking. Like, I mean, some cash is better than no cash. Plus on top of the fact of, I'm gonna be real with you, like, I don't know if anybody's ever felt this before, like when you when you unemployed for like a certain amount of time, depending on what's going on in your life, then you finally get a job. It's like it'd be hard to adjust, quicker back into that getting up early or whatever, or wake up late to go to work, like, because you're out of work mode, if you get me, you know what I'm saying? So even down to that job that you got that don't pay as much, it's very important just keeping you in that head space of gotta get up and get it done.
Yep.
When you lay around too much, that's why you got a bunch of people after COVID saying, I ain't trying to even go, but I don't even want to teach no more. That's why.
Or they turn into a JP and they say, hey, I don't want to work. I done live high off the hog and I don't want to have to work a job. Y'all stupid. So at the end of the day, or they get that epiphany. But in her case, she's saying I can't find it because she's expecting to find what she just had, that's never been the case. It's always been, if you had a job, as soon as you get the job, some folks have been on the job, and by the end of the day, they get called for that new job. And I'm so sorry, I was only here for a week or for a day. I worked the job for 2 days? I was gonna quit. And then lo and behold, as soon as I was like, damn, that's crazy. And then I have had it happen the other way around. As soon as I quit a job, I was like, let me just leave because they're not gonna promote me. Here they come with the promotion. And by then I already had another job because I'm leaving that one job. And I'm like, well, I'm gonna leave here on Friday and start there on Tuesday. And here they come on Friday talking about, well, you want a promotion? You're like, what the hell? So it goes both ways. It could be positive or it could be the negative. Like, I can't seem to get nothing. And then you take that little dollar store job, work at the little gas station, work at the little corner store real quick, and then boom. But they don't see that. They don't know how that works. They don't know how that works. Yeah.
Nah, that's a good point. Wow. Bombs right there. She dropping gems, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get it. Let's listen to this last little bit.
Enough money to live, to pay my bills, save for retirement, go out for a nice dinner every once in a while, buy a bottle of wine once a week. That's really it. I'm not trying to travel, a whole bunch or buy a Mercedes. I drive a Kia. I have a 1-bedroom apartment. I just want to feed my dog and buy a bubble bath. And feeling like I have to go to...
No, but that's real talk because what happens...
I'm laughing with her like it's so simplistic.
It is so simple and folks be laughing at me. Folks were laughing at me when I was saying, that's why Vic always say that. I'm like, you over there taking care of a dog? Because I was online like, listen, if at the end of the day, if all I can do at the end of the day is make sure I eat, make sure I have gas in my car, a roof on my head, make sure my dog is fed because he's
you damn sure take care of that dog.
He's
she takes care of that damn dog, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay, and at the end of the day, that's you are considering that factor in. You're like, okay, I have a human garbage disposal, so that means anytime I buy a pizza, I automatically never have any crust. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, you do think about, you do consider those things in with what you're doing, because he is security, he's an alarm system, whatever it is. They can
All
smell
of that.
cancer
No,
before it
that's a fact.
happens.
That is a fact.
You know, they're emotionally helpful. They're there. They're the only thing that doesn't talk back when you need to just someone. That's the perfect. I swear to God, I'm so sorry to feel bad for you guys, you know, to make anyone feel bad about it. But I mean, a pet, having that pet there is the actual thing that
It is
sometimes a
very
person
healing.
needs.
It is,
Yeah,
yes.
you really
It
want
is.
someone there to never say nothing but just be there. And humans have a hard time doing that.
Not to mention days when I know you've had these days, you come in, you not feeling so hot, you sit down, and for some reason they just know they'll come prop on your lap or whatever, or they'll just sit there by your feet, they'll lay down by your feet and look at you or whatever. Like, it's something about they can read when you're not comfortable as well. Wait, so you talking about a mind reader? Oh no, ladies, I'm gonna be real with you. Believe it or not, dogs got it over men, hands down. If you want to be technical, because it's something about it, man. And that's why they say man's best friend. So I definitely get it. You already know I'm with the nature facts. So
Right, but she ain't wrong though, because that's, if she just said, well, she's got a little extra, adding like a bottle of wine and saving for retirement, of course.
why I gotta be extra?
I mean, I'm saying it's extra because I would say a lot of people that don't make enough money to even have, they just want to consider, not be able to, they can't consider that just yet. I'm not
Is
saying
it really
it's
that many people?
yeah, it's a lot, because if you're
removed
sleeping,
from that?
sweetheart, if you're sleeping in your car outside of the hotel room because you can't afford a hotel room, you're not thinking about retirement and a bottle of wine
Is
to
that
just
the
relax with.
majority of us, Jen?
There's a lot of people that we, like I
not the
said,
majority,
there's a lot of people. And the number is growing of people that actually are living in hotels, living in one bedroom. And it's not because and maybe if her case is that she's being frugal, because that's just that's her money sense, right? That's how she operates with money. Some people are like that. We're not saying that people are not out here that are very financially astute and they know how to handle their money and they're not into that, a lot of bells and whistles. But then you have people who settle in that lifestyle because they are never going to get it, right? They feel like that's never going to happen, because that comes also with a husband. The upgrade comes with the lifestyle of having the family. So if that never happens, then I'm going to have to be okay with this single bedroom apartment, and they kind of settle in that mind state. It's not really what they want. It's just kind of what they have to accept for now. And they learn to accept it. You see what I'm saying? That's different if you were thinking that I don't need a big house because I don't need to spend all that money on all the extra stuff. If it's just me, that's a frugal mind state. That's me thinking good sense about my money, not spending out, not overspending because it's just me. I don't need a lot of space. I don't need a lot of excess. That's a different mind state than me just saying all that extra comes with the husband and the family. And if I don't have that, then I'm just going to have to just settle with what I have and be okay with this. It's to be okay with the part that you guys focus on. She's okay with that. You see what I'm saying? Because I'm not going to ever get married because the big house, and for me to have a big house as a single woman is because I expected to have a family and kids, and I don't have that. So none of that's necessary. So it's not like it's not like you're reassessing your finances and saying, hey, I'm going to scale down so that I can have a better, bigger life situation with my husband and my family. I'm going to come to the marriage with a savings account. when I marry Smitty, I'm going to already, because I lived a frugal lifestyle, I'm going to already have money in the bank and savings and stuff like that. That's not what that is, right? That is, since I'm not going to have the marriage and the family, and it's not happening, I'm 30 something years old, it's not happening, then I'm just going to have to settle with this. And this is it. I'm adjusting my life to live off of one bedroom, feed my dog, take care of myself.
That's why I was asking what I was asking earlier when I said, do you believe she's defeated, or like how you just said, she's just like, I'm just accepting what I believe my life. But see, that's my thing. But see, that's where I'm at though. Now watch this, the caveat. Is she adapting to something that really does not have to be her reality? The way she's speaking is if like, well, this is it, you guys, death row. Like she's talking like it's over is my point. That's all.
Yeah, because of what again, going back to what we said at the beginning of her watching this video, what I say that when we hear when we hear this, Smitty, we're not considering the patriarchy she's been beat on her head with all for 35 years. We're not considering that, girl, you need to hurry up and have kids because your biological clock is ticking. That would be the why, because my biological clock is ticking and my innate, my natural desire is to have children, because if I don't have kids, I'm not a woman. So at least if I don't have my own kids, I can have kids for someone else, because that makes me a woman. So we forget all that has already been put out into the universe to create this idea that she's wrapped around. And a lot of women are wrapped around that. If I don't have a family, then here, what is my alternative? Because you don't grow up thinking of the alternative. You're not, well, when I'm 8 years old playing with my Barbie dolls and saying, this is when I meet my Prince Charming, and I'm not considering, what if that don't happen? Am I going to be alone with my dog? You see what I'm saying? Barbie didn't even have a alone life the entire time because Ken was created. And then Barbie had a baby, and then Barbie had a little sister Skipper, and she had friends. But even in a fantasy, that one girl isn't by herself alone. She has something of a companion. So White had the dwarves, Cinderella had her sisters and the stepmother, like somebody was there. But in reality, that fantasy, this is what it looks like. No one's there. So now what does that look like? Because if she's telling herself, based on a patriarchal mind state, that she has to have kids by a certain age, and if she doesn't, then what you say, Smitty, it's over with. And now look what I have to just adjust my life to and settle with this, because this was never the plan. Ooh, I'm gonna grow up and be by myself. Shit, me and my dog in my one
she
bedroom.
had the fantasy. Yeah, she said she had
you didn't think, you're not thinking
fantasy.
I'm about to grow up and be all alone by myself, period, out here, solo dolo. No, you're not thinking that. You're thinking I'm gonna grow up, I'm gonna have a beautiful husband, he's gonna love me, I'm gonna have kids, we're gonna have the dog and the white picket fence and all that, whatever the hell you think it is, whatever it is, yeah, that's it. So now at 30, what'd you say, 36, 34, 35, she's like, what the hell? Remember she said 28, she was gonna have kids, then it was over and done with. Now she's 30 something, and now there's no kids, no husband, no big house, because again, all that big house and that excess is tied to me thinking of a life insurance plan, me thinking of retirement and all that stuff is tied to me having a family to leave that behind to. So again, there's a lot of women who are by themselves, solo apartments, living in hotels because it's cheaper and safer, down to living in their car because they have nowhere to live, because all that comes with having a husband and having that man. You get that glow up apartment when you get that man. Y'all both get matching cars when you get that man. You get more glow up in your bank account when you get that man. So if it's all tied to that, when you don't have it, then you have to adjust. You have to look at a whole alternative lifestyle, which you never planned on. You see what I'm saying? So to give up, you be like, well, shit. Because you can't make the happy house without the husband. That's what the happy house looks like. That's what society said. Where you been?
Nah, you got.
You see what I'm saying? So what the fuck I'm supposed to do now at this age, and I don't got no happy house? And then I go out here and be one of these boss bitches, and then them the women who don't understand, why is you paying $1,700 a month to be by yourself? And then those two women have that conversation, right? That type of woman is like, girl, get your own shit, get your glow up on your own, and then that'll attract the men like that. But then the women are saying, why can't I just be where I'm at and attract the men? Because the broke niggas don't want the broke women. You see what I'm saying? And everybody can't be a pretty woman case, right?
Oh, wait a minute. It's told that dudes could be like whole A&R producers for major record labels, and they'll go ahead and take a chick from Burger King if she is submissive enough.
Right, but that's that part of that conversation. We're not talking about that young lady who can't even get to the submissive enough part because she's been by herself longer than she's been with anybody ever. And so now you got a femcel, a female incel lifestyle. And then by default, you're creating things that is going to make you more solo.
He said a femcel.
It's a femcel. Now you are a female version of an incel. You don't hate men just yet, but you just kind of are like, okay. And then on top of that, bless you. On top of that, to add, please, if she's young enough to be in this time, right? So she's getting social media feeds. You're hearing about the dangers of dating by yourself out here, and it's almost a default give up too. You have a default like, well, damn, because if I'm not going to be talked to and treated like shit, the odds, there's another part of that, those variables that I can end up getting hurt. So now, before you got to add that, before that wasn't a factor. I'm looking for the Prince Charming, the man of my dreams. You never thinking that guy is going to be the guy that's going to, be hyper aggressive and touch you when you tell him to stop. You see what I'm saying? You forgot about that guy. So now you got to include that guy in the dating pool when you go out in the world, because it's just not full of Prince Charmings and, deadbeats. It's kind of the guys that, that don't take no for an answer, or the guys, who are gross looking. You got to include all that in there and in the dating pool, which makes it even harder. So I get where she's coming from. You almost do want to just give up, but however, and you could tell the women who have given up, and it's sad because she's adjusted to living by herself longer than she's adjusted to living with someone or being with someone. Now that part of it makes it the incel part, because there's women out there that are by themselves and they've been with a man more than they've been by themselves. So that unhealthy balance is still out there. So y'all keep in mind that way.
Wait a minute. Because you got couples like, for example, you know what I'm saying? You got a lot of us, our parents like got married in their 20s and was together like 30, 40, 50 years. So, I mean, what do we say to that? Is that an unhealthy balance? Because we could say this is our like 50th anniversary.
No, what does that have to do with what I'm saying? With what I just said? I said the young lady has been.
Okay. Wait. I just want to backtrack so you can go ahead and correct me, because I might be wrong. It sounded like to me what you were saying was a woman that hasn't been with the man long enough is just as unhealthy as a woman who's been with the man too long.
No, that's not even what I was saying. It was in regards to her comment. Her comment was the young lady saying, I said that's exactly what the femcel is, the feminine version of the incel, the woman who's been alone longer than she's been with a man ever, right? In her life. So that woman said that she's only been in a relationship that lasted a total of 2 years each. So 4 years out of her 36 years of living, she's only been in a relationship. 4 years. She's been now there's women who've been in a relationship, they go from boyfriend to boyfriend to boyfriend. So now when it comes down to them being alone, they've been in relationships longer than they've ever been alone. And it's imbalance. So they don't know how to be, that woman doesn't know how to be by herself, and this woman doesn't know how to be with somebody. You see what I'm saying? Because she's not even had enough balanced experience with the opposite sex to say, hey, I've been alone for 5 years, but I've also had 7 years of relationships. So I kind of have a good idea of how to do both. She's been alone for longer than she's been in a relationship. She's only been in a relationship 4 years with 2 different people. So that's 2 years each.
And so the other 30 of her life has been without someone.
Without anyone. So she's practiced that longer than she's practiced being in a relationship. So on top of her actual issues, she's got the adjustment of having the actual relationship. Right? Which can be very tumultuous for the man if he doesn't understand the kind of person he's dealing with. If she doesn't say, hey, by the way, I have neurodivergence. If I don't come to you and say, hey, you know what, Smitty, I've been hurt by a lot of men, and I have a lot of I've been sexually assaulted a few times in my life. Now, you know that, I know that. And that explains why when you touch me sometime I might jump. I'm not scared of you. It's just that's coming back. So you knowing that is saying, hey, I'm going to still be with you, but I know that. But me knowing
I've actually experienced that in real life.
Okay, so me knowing that and telling you in our relationship, right? So that's practice me. I've had enough practice with relationships to know that I need to divulge that part of me and tell the man that so that he can prepare himself when he catches me off guard. So we both can be okay, right? Otherwise, if I haven't had enough practice with dealing with people, I may not be very, very versed in explaining that to someone or telling them what's going on with me. And then they have a relationship with me and they don't know what's happening. It seems weird. It's off. It doesn't work. And now you're alone again. So again, I'm not caping for the women, but I'm capping. I'm saying she can tell you, you know what, Smitty, that I got this condition and this is what this is. And then you can say, okay, I want to be with you enough to know that I can work through that. So when it pops up, you know how to deal with it. But I don't think that's happening for her. That's why she's been alone a lot longer than she's been in a relationship.
Wow.
And that's not good. The balance is not good. So, you know what I mean? And we look at it differently, right? We look at women who are like, dang, every time I see you got a new boyfriend, she don't know how to be by herself.
Right.
And that's not good either, because you know what I mean? But this woman right here,
I've noticed that shit, and I don't know what it is. I'm just being real with you.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't like, it ain't about men, women, but I've noticed like it's something about like, ladies, y'all do not know how to have that pause. It's like you gotta have a friend or something right there ready to go, because you don't want to sit with yourself. A lot of men, we will sit and suffer in silence for months, if not a year or so and a half, or some change before we even in that headspace again. I'm not saying all men. I'm just saying what I've peeped and noticed. Like, yo, I be peeping that, and I already know. I've said it before. Like, nah, I ain't. You just wanted to make sure that you ain't have to sit with the fact that we ain't together no more. You wanted to make sure you were immediately distracted. I ain't stupid. I know exactly what, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's usually how that go. Like in the past when I've gone through that, oh, absolutely. I've seen that before.
well, only because we know we identify our own guilt in it, right? So because you did it, and the reason why you did it was because I didn't want to sit and deal with that. Some people sit and deal with it, and they get someone else because they were told. What my auntie used to tell me, baby, she get her little Coke 45 and light her cigarette and say, baby, the best way to get over somebody old is to get underneath somebody new.
So you see what I'm saying? Like,
now
real
you
talk.
don't forget it. Auntie and grandma told you that you're not getting no new boyfriend because you really like this nigga. You getting a new boyfriend.
You need to get over who the heck. Yes, exactly. You're not about to sit with yourself. You just might really break down. It don't matter all that cussing them out and everything you said. Nah, you just might really have a moment with yourself, and you don't want to have that. So the best thing that you think to do is just totally try to so-called act like you don't care. Keyword, act like you don't care, and try to so-called erase shit. That shit don't work. You always find and then, because see, the thing is, it just spills over because you never sat with yourself. You never took time to go ahead, and how we know women would definitely say to us, you need to heal. Oh, you mean I need to go out and get some new puss? Do you mean that? Is that what you mean by I need to heal? You see what I'm saying? So it's like,
I think that's the new age way of telling somebody it's me, not you, or you know how people say that. They tell you that. I think that's a cop out way of, in the 2026, someone telling you need to go heal is a cop out. I think that's a cop out that they say, instead of them saying, hey, you know what, I'm not mature enough, or I'm not okay enough to be able to handle you right, to deal with you. Because what you're doing when you tell a person that they need to go heal, you're saying, Smitty, the reason why I, Genesis, cannot deal with you and all your emotional, mental state is because you are not healed enough for me. In reality, that's the I'm so sorry, I can't, I'm the way I am. And the best thing someone ever told me was one of my exes came back and told me that I should have never told you that. He said, I should have never told you that you need to go heal, that the problem was you.
Right,
he said, because the other part of the problem was that I didn't know how to handle someone like you, right? And so that's fair to say that, you know what, Smitty, do you know how to change a Cadillac converter?
No, I don't.
Okay,
I know the basics of cars, not that much.
But you do know that it goes onto a car. So that's
I even know where it's located. I know where it's located and everything.
So
if
that's
it's welded,
no.
Matter of fact, real quick.
I don't want to get into it. I don't want to get into where it is. I want to get into the fact that you do know that it goes on the car, and that you do know that you don't know how to change it, right? But that's what it sounds like to me when someone says that. Like I know how to handle a woman. I just don't know how to handle the woman with this situation. I know the Cadillac converter goes on the car. And I know how to handle a car. I know it is a car. I know how to drive a car. I know how to put gas in it. I know how to put oil in it. I just don't know how to change a Cadillac converter. But I know it goes to the car though. So that's what it sounds like to me a lot of times, where the guys are like, you got an emotional issue or trauma or something. I don't know how to deal with that, but I do know how to handle everything else about you that I do know. And what happens is they give up on the woman, and then she takes that, and that's how you get that burn person or that woman like this one here. Because no one's going to take that time to say, hey, you know what? I don't know exactly how to put the Cadillac converter on, but give me a second. I'm going to go learn how to do it real quick, or learn enough to know what to do. You know what I mean? They don't do that. So they don't try to figure that part out about, and I think it goes both ways. But in this case, we're talking about this young lady, and that's why they give up. Because they do know that part about them. No one's going to stay around to try to figure or learn about them. So they just want to drive the car. They don't know where the Cadillac converter goes and how to put it on. They don't care. You feel me? So it's kind of like that to me.
I'm actually just letting that sit for a second. Like, nah, you on to something.
It would be equivalent to someone learning about you and saying, well, I really don't care about all that. I just want to, it's not the same as them saying, you know what, Smitty, I don't care about your situation. Right. But then if they take the time out to say, I want to learn about how the world of prosthetics and amputee, as well as learning, I know how to handle a man. I know how to deal with men. I just don't know how to deal with a man in this condition. But I want to learn how to put that Cadillac converter on so that I do have that knowledge. I do know how. I may not never have to do it myself, but I do know about it. That's different, right? That's a different kind of love. So it's different when someone comes to you with that kind of mentality versus someone saying, I know how to handle a man, but I'm a man with a different situation right now. And that could just be physical or even emotional, right? Mm-hmm. You might run into a Jay Prince and realize, oh, he didn't say he hated his mama, but you can still deal with the man, but now you got to add that he hated his mama life to add to that, right? And now instead of what she says, what happens to her, they usually when they get to that point and say, hey, instead of the person thinking that you need help walking up and down the stairs, they don't even know how to handle none of that, and they just leave you alone. And then if you ask them why, instead of saying, well, it's because you're a disabled man, I don't know how to deal with that, they just say, oh, I don't know. And then in your mind, why don't you just say because I ain't got no legs? But they don't want to say that. They can't say that. They just be like, I don't know. I just really couldn't deal with you, Smitty. No, you know how to deal with a man. You just don't know how to deal with that part of that man. And that's what happens too with the young ladies like this. And that's why we end up giving up. Because they can't deal with me, but then they realize I'm as old as I am, I don't have kids, and that's abnormal to a man. I'm supposed to have children, I'm supposed to have baby daddies, I'm supposed to be all that. I'm supposed to be younger. So when they deal with me, everything else is great, but you're an older woman with no kids. Nice meeting you.
Well, damn it, Jim.
So I'd be like, oh, okay.
But
he never called back.
Jim.
And they can deal with women. I'm pretty sure you done dealt with women your whole life, but you just don't know how to deal with that part. So you know how to drive a car, but you just don't know how to put the Cadillac converter on. You know it go on the car somehow, but you just don't know where and how. If you have to do it yourself. And the difference is that guy who says, you know what? Okay, let me learn how to put the Cadillac converter on. I may never have to do it, but just let me learn how to do it. That woman who deals with you and says, you know what? Until you ask me for help, I'm going to be here until you ask me to help you walk up the steps. Now, she may never have to help you. It's just that's the difference in that person coming into your life and giving you that much. And I can see where she's coming from. The young lady, don't nobody stick around because they can't understand her, or they don't care to figure out and stay around and to understand her. That happens a lot more often. That's probably why a lot more women in that time, in that age group is giving up, because I got to explain all this to you and you don't even care to stay around to know. So fuck it.
Nah, that's okay. I mean, but like, do you think the person didn't stick around because they wanted to know, or was it more so that maybe you didn't let them know that, like, because sometimes, man, people can come off very standoffish, and sometimes people, sometimes people don't give clear signs of the door is open when it comes to this, and that. The door is open when it comes to you can talk to me. The door is open when it comes to the sexual aspect. The door is open when it comes to you can tell me your secrets and it won't be shared with others. You know, a lot of times we don't get clear readings from that. And again, us as people, we be going around sometimes, even maybe some guys, like, you know, I'm who I am. You just supposed to know that shit. And it's like, nah, man, don't nobody know that till they get to know you. Like, really, that's all.
That's why I said some of the responsibility is on her as well. I wasn't gonna call, I wasn't gonna cape for the young lady because I wanted to still make sure that I'm also fair, right? I believe I see both sides. I'm thinking fairly. She also, in her revelation about herself, than the next person that she dated or the next engagement that she's dealing with the man, she also has now she has a responsibility to herself to say something. So her saying that, and then what did you do with that information is different. That's a different person. That's a different scenario, Smitty, that once I tell you and you don't deal with it, but her not telling anybody and not saying, hey, I think I got this going on with me. I'm gonna need a little more clear context. And if and there's some men there's men out here who love that. If you love me, you gotta tell me. And they be like, they want to tell you every 5 minutes. They're looking for that woman to be clinky to. She just not being clear with herself to be able to put that out there for the man that wants that. You gotta let that man know that. So that way, look, I'm clingy as hell. I'm gonna be laying on you and put my legs on you on the bed. I'm gonna be walking around in my underwear when we together. I'm not putting on no clothes. I'm walking around in my panties and t-shirt. I'm gonna be laying my legs on you. I'm gonna be extra. What do you want? Do you want something while I'm up? If all that gonna bother you, then I'm not your girl. And that might be the caveat, that might be the thing that she needed to differentiate the people that like her and want to be around her, even as a friend, even as friends, because the friends around me know that about me. People that are friends with me, they know I'm gonna check on you. I'm gonna be anal retentive. I got an OCD. I'm gonna be all up in your business. I'm gonna be all up in your face. But also at the same time, if we're friends, and guess what? I'm gonna say something that's gonna fuck with you and piss you off that me and you know, because you know what I'm saying. That's part of our friendship. Is that I can yell at you, I can cuss you out, I can say all that shit, and we okay because we're friends. So that part of the friendship, she's not getting either, right? The people that are her friends aren't sticking around and learning that about her as well, because that part of that is you letting them know that about you. You telling them, hey, but then she said when she talks to other people, she didn't care to have context with them, right? So then that might be also she's not getting it because she doesn't give it.
That's a damn good point. I ain't think about it like that. I mean, well, because I'm not.
She said, I don't need all that when I'm talking to somebody, but they need that from me. She said people give her dry. They're dry with her. No, she said they're dry with her, but she gives a lot of context. So people might not need all. She can't receive that. So she's not even giving what she wants. She wants people to give her context, but she's very dry with them because she's assuming that they should know stuff.
That's right on point, because it's like, how you gonna got you. It's ass backwards in a sense. I got you.
She's like, well, I don't need all that. I'm just gonna say what I need to say. And then she says, I don't understand if I hurt the person's feelings. I don't understand what happened. And the person's like, oh, your tone. And she's like, what's wrong with my tone? So in her mind, it's nothing wrong with what she's saying and how she's coming at you. Like, Smitty, what the fuck? And you're like, what the fuck? Now, when you have an issue with her and you're like, yo, what the fuck? She doesn't understand why you're coming at her like that. You feel me? So it's gonna be off. So if she's not reading that cue and not also reading that's the energy that she gives, she can't figure out why she's not reciprocating. She's reciprocating nothing. You're not getting back anything because the people that you are talking to, they're telling you your tone is fucked up sometime and you're still like, I don't get it. Then that's why they don't want to talk to you.
Good point. I like that.
Yeah.
Hey, that's what she said, right?
That's what she said.
That's what she said. Jen, I appreciate you, beloved, coming up and talking about this. I told you this was gonna be one that you can go. I told you that. I even sent you the message. I said, I'm telling you, I got a topic I think you'll be really good to talk about, like dead ass on that. Like, so I appreciate you giving your take on that.
Oh yeah.
Any final words when it comes to the first portion of that, when it comes to how the Africans actually see us as Black Americans? Anything you want to say briefly?
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I mean, like I said, I don't know how to. I've never understood that conversation. I got a whole F in African American history because I was like, wait a minute, that don't sound right. So I can't really to have a testimony to any of it, but I do understand, like I said, anecdotally, I don't remember any point in my family outside of my father's side to where the African American connection was emphasized. It was more of a Native American connection, which made me ask my African American history teacher, why do I want to go back to a place that I never came from? He said, get the hell out of my class because you Black like me. And I'm looking like, but I mean, it was hello. No, so I never got that understanding,
Right.
but I do understand it as a culture. That I am as brown as the next person that is also can be considered Black. So I get all that and I understand that. But for those of us, they say that's a small population of us who survived the boat trip over here. So if that's true, then the other people were already here. Then again, why do we want to go back to a place that we never came from? Is my question. So I guess that's kind of where I stand on it.
That is
on that.
definitely a good point. That is definitely a good point. I'm with you on that.
Yeah, I was already here.
All right, that's a bet. So everybody, I appreciate y'all for tapping in. What we're gonna do now, as I end this off, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing myself a personal challenge. I'm doing the natural me versus the AI me in music. So I just want you guys, I don't know, you tell me which is better. Is the AI version better or is the natural me version better? So that's how we're going to kick that off to end it off. So Jen, thank you again for coming up, beloved. If you want to stick around for this little challenge I'm doing versus AI, I just want to know, is it better than me? So let's go ahead and get it, okay? Mic check. 1, 2, shout out. Let's go ahead and do this. All right. So this is what we're going to do. I'm going to pull this up. Now, hold on. 1 second. Hold on. Boom. There we go. Shoot. I don't know. What is going on with my computer? I don't know why it's doing dumb shit. Okay, my bad. I'm going to pull this up, Jen. All right. And you let me know. I don't know. Let's get it. Let's see what we got. We're going to start off with an AI. And then we're going to go to the real me. All right. We got 2 of each. Let's go. AI first.
Behold the pale white horse and in the dark night rider. Elevation, meditation, angels floating right beside you. The Messiah passed away at 33 like the degrees in Freemanson. Alchemist, cooking chemistry. I rose from the ocean, sparkling water magic potion. Do you see what I see? Do you see what I see? Do you hear what I hear? Demons lurking, but it's no fear protection. Vision clear, the birth of the baby with powers in his tears. And if you vultures really want me, then I'm still right here. As I land in spacecraft, water walking warlock, jet propelled aircraft, Operation Star Fox. I remember sitting with my thoughts with the CD while we hotbox, smoking on some crunchy 37, call it pop rocks. We still here and won't stop until I'm at the top or until my body rocks. I'm ghost.
This is the real me.
Nightlife.
I be posted up in my whip, riding through the nightlife. City lights shine bright, guns spark, gunfight. Bullets fly, niggas die, baby mama stay crying. One thing that I learned, don't buck unless you packin' iron. Even then you gotta use it, otherwise face the music. Niggas come around loafing, get your cantaloupe it open like a snake to his prey. Homeboy, I stay focused, leave you colder than a cobra, bolder than a bowl of soldiers. You don't wanna whip my folks, I'm rolling with the coldest rollers. All by myself with my whole city on my shoulders. No flames, no rain, no pain. No game, turn champagne to cocaine. My city's under siege, man. Cops cock block to the point we can't breathe, man. From 95 to 05, still ripping like it ain't no thing. From change to change, we still the same. Laugh now, but it's a shame. It's funny how I reach your brain. I'm twisted while I'm switching lanes. I'm focused now, I'm in the game. I'm on the track just like a train. Like Pac, I'm here to bring the pain. Let's hustle hard and get this change.
Did that when I was 27 years old. Let's go back to AI. Let's see what we got. One more of each.
I'm retired, but still coolin' with my family and myself. Put cheese streets up on the shelf, still moving stealth. I'm way where I stay, double OG, skin glow with the glisten. That's how you know you see me. I'm the wave of the future, passed it on to my past. Coolin' with my nephew, not a mic I shall pass. Just caught the mic, feel like it came off the glass. I got scriptures in my head, trying to sleep, can't go to bed. Route running, got my tide, but I do it for the bread. Yes, 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 we them kings, we no county. If you talk a bunch of shit, we put your head on a stake and your life on it, bounty PGDC. We staking big green, yes I am the big dog. No fleas, chill, ceiling like villains, smoking green, crunchy gremlins. This is OG and nephew, I'm the ghost with most. Let's go, go.
And this is The Real Me. Song was done 2021.
County Kings forever. Turn me up, son. Get money. Alright. Get money. Let's go. Look, yeah. It's been a while, but I grabbed my Lone Star, yeah. It's been a while, but I grabbed my look. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Go. Let's go, let's get it. It's been a while, but I grabbed my pen. No losers told me how to win while deep in sin. Stomach lining thin because of Seagram's gin. Plenty dead corpses all throughout Prince George's. Of course, it's be the underlord. Hell is where the source is. Killers rob and take right between a rock and a hard place. So I stay in God's face, begging over heaven's sake. If I can't live, let me die. Tears don't well up in my eyes. Which one say real men shall cry? I'ma tell you why I stay getting high. Evil pools when I push. Niggas slanging President Bush. Crackhead brain change the mush. Keep your brains up in them books. Teach you hope, say I'm a fool, but I did what you trying to do. A crying shame. Every other word that they speak is lame. They went to the fans and they changed the game. I ran to the fans and I changed the game. Sunny days instead of rain. High off life instead of cane. Nigga being shots can't stop my game. With a truck to a bike, get out my lane. Jack and Paul called Mary Jane. Catching money, dodging fame. Let's get it, let's go. Catching money, dodging fame. Let's get it, let's go. Catching money, dodging fame. Let's get it, let's go. Catching money, dodging fame. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, let's go. Look, see we pump work like sawed-offs. Go ape shit, crush all y'all. Cupcakes, you so soft, good kill shot, no handball. See me bro with a telescope. Louisville, a crack cantaloupes. Box you back into the rope and your fate be sealed like envelopes. And I cheap, but no cataracts. Break teeth like a lumberjack. Pimped out, I'm so smack, go extra hard, don't hold back. Camped out, what now? Go, nigga, that's our sound. Loud pack with a funnel leaf in that bamboo. And that's uptown, and we cooped up and stay dipped out. That there be the man down. PG niggas don't play neither point gun, we spray rounds. Big shots to my whole team. Baggies in our baggy jeans. Eyes closed off endo. That there be the gal mean. Chicken chumps going ham on the low. You don't want no beef. I'm up no wreck. Go get your crew. This county king, I roll one deep. Ladies wanna know what I like. I said long legs and soft cheeks. Baby girl, she said how you want it. 2 hands but no teeth. Go. Cause we catching money, dodging fame. Let's get it. Let's go. Catching money, dodging fame. Let's get it. Let's go. Catching money, dodging fame. Let's get it. Let's go. Catching money, dodging fame. Let's get it. Let's go. Catching money, dodging fame. Let's get it. Let's go. Catching money, dodging fame. Let's get it. Let's go. Catching money, dodging fame. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We go. Let's get it. Let's go.
Hey, okay. So the first one AI, the second one real Smitty. The second one is a banger, so we need to bring that one back because that one's a banger, and that's period. I need to hear that song a lot more often because that was nice. And it's kind of a little TNT to be relevant. And you know, anytime you get nasty, freaky, all teeth and no hands, yeah.
Nah, yeah,
And the
nah.
cadence on that, the cadence, come on now, you gotta know there's people out here that really do understand music and listen to music for real, for real. And cadence has always caught my attention because some of us can't rap, but we can follow your cadence and end up repeating your words, but we can't rap to save our life. You understand how that works?
I
There should
appreciate
be
you.
no reason the niggas can understand certain words that can't put words together themselves. So I always think that's a cool thing that if I can hear what you're saying, you're speaking, you're enunciating, even no matter how. That's a glorious thing about Twister, right?
I've always
Because we
been
can
told that.
understand. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I've
can
always been.
understand you, and you can
Yeah.
rap however slow and fast you want to rap, but we understand your metaphor. We understand what you're trying to say. That's the key in it. It doesn't matter. That's why Twister can say what he's saying 100 miles an hour and break a Guinness Book of Records, and we still understand what he's saying when we say what he's saying, right? So
I
I've
appreciate
always
you.
thought, even when I worked in the music business, I've always thought that was the best lesson that anybody. When the twins told me that, when I was working with Jagged Edge, they said the one thing that's always got them is that people always resonate with their message. People can clearly understand them, and they understand the metaphor what they're trying to say. And nothing's hidden, and nothing's too lost that they can't figure it out. So that's always been a good thing. So I think you executed that in that song because that was fast as hell. But that cadence and that rhythm, you're gonna be able to catch that. You know what I'm saying? So you need to roll that
I
one back again because that one was fire.
I
I need to
I
hear. I need that one. You need to have that one on the opening of the show, the closing of the show, whatever the hell you want to do with it. But that needs to be consistently played from here on out every day, every day, every day.
yeah, I had that song for yeah. I've like I said, again, so when I say nah, like music is
Don't
my
don't listen to me and see the same thing. I'm telling you,
know.
God done used me just now to tell you that song needed every day from this day, from this very moment that you play that, from going forward, it needs to be on your show every single time you go live. I
I
promise you.
appreciate you. Nah, but that's really how I feel in it. And because like one thing, if you notice too, I don't know if anybody picked up. One thing I've always been real big on is knowing how to bring it, but I don't have to cuss for real. I don't know if you picked that up. I ain't really use no profanity.
And that's even better because
You know what I'm saying?
everybody knows what. And we heard you clearly. What did you
'Cause I
say
like
inside
to
the
use
lyrics?
my vocabulary, that's my point. Like, I wanted to try to, like, really maximize my vocabulary during my days when I was at the height of that writing, so, like, I'm one of them, like, I like
You
to
need to drop that again, and you need to play that. That needs to be playing by itself. Like that needs to be playing as part. That's your show. Like I'm serious. I'm telling you, the shirts. This is being recorded for your quality service purposes. Okay, we're still live. Mark my words. I'm just telling you. I don't know how I know, but this is the beauty of being a woman that we have an intuition, and that intuition said the same thing about the shirts. Them need to come back around, circle back around,
Oh,
and
yeah,
that
and speaking
song
of
right
that
there needs to be playing every day.
yeah, speaking of that, I'm actually I'm vendor shopping right now, and as soon as I come across the right one, I promise you, like, those are actually they should be here within the next 30 days or so, so I promise you, anybody who wants one, soon as I get them, I shall be advertising the new load package that comes in, I promise you that, so I am on top of that too. I just wanna make sure I get the right vendor, and I wanna get the right quality of shirt because I get a better texture quality. I don't get regular 100% cotton. I mean, I say cotton. I get that.
And then
I
it's,
get
it's
that stretchy
2026,
cotton
so
that
you can
breathes.
you can go ahead and chat GPT you a new design and throw out to another design because that one was gonna forever because that you guys also know how that works, right? The first product is gonna always be considered your vintage, classic, whatever, a version of whatever you just did. You don't usually create the classic you create the classic, but the vintage is usually the first version of whatever that was. Right. So that's why we see vintage Jabos, vintage, Guess jeans, vintage Coach stuff, because those are the first rounds of designs that people liked. And then they just came back around as vintage or a classic, the classic version. So that's always that because it's 2026. So you can it's time to create a whole new logo. I mean, a whole new design or a whole new shirt block, style. And then that one still is going to be, because that's the first one that anybody, and then nobody really, you know what I'm saying? No shade to you, but nobody really knows about that one yet. So now you need, create another design, and now you have two, which is really what you need to go into 2026 with, two designs, which is awesome. Because again, that first one is going to always be, that's the classic. That's going to always be your classic, lighthouse, whatever you want to call it.
I appreciate you on that. No, I do.
For real. So I'm just saying, I've seen that blow up. I've seen that in the clothing line.
Yeah, so what I'm gonna do is, because we getting ready to get up out of here, I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna drop you down, but just for you,
I was already dropped. Brought me back.
Yeah, I know. I wanted to hear what you had to say out your mouth though. So now that we got that out of the way, I'm gonna actually drop you down, and we gonna end it off. I'm gonna go ahead and run the song back because Jan keeps saying run the song back. So
that one, telling you, that one's good for right now. That's a good vibe, and the beat, the cadence, what you saying, what you talking about, and the rhythm, it fits into right now musically. I'm just saying.
Well, let's let you go ahead and get that in again. And much respect to you.
I was working.
Thank you, beloved. She be silly as shit. Anyway, I digress. My mic is muted. Respect to the family. Let's get out of it.
County Kings forever. Turn me up, son. Get money. All right. Get money. Let's go. Look, yeah. It's been a while, but I grabbed my Lone Star, yeah. It's been a while, but I grabbed my look. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Go. Let's go. Let's get it. It's been a while, but I grabbed my pen. No losers told me how to win while deep in sin. Stomach lining thin because of Seagram's gin. Plenty dead corpses all throughout Prince George's. Of course, it's be the underlord. Hell is where the source is. Killers rob and take right between a rock and a hard place. So I stay in God's face, begging over heaven's sake. If I can't live, let me die. Tears don't well up in my eyes. Which one say real men shall cry? I'ma tell you why I stay getting high. Evil pools when I push. Niggas slinging President Bush. Crackhead brain change the mush. Keep your brains up in them books. Teach you hope, say I'm a fool, but I did what you trying to do. A crying shame. Every other word that they speak is lame. They went to the fans and they changed the game. I ran to the fans and I changed the game. Sunny days instead of rain. High off life instead of cane. Nigga think shots can stop my game. With a truck to a bike, get out my lane. Jack and Paul called Mary Jane. Catching money, dodging fame. Let's get it, let's go. Catching money, dodging fame. Let's get it, let's go. Catching money, dodging fame. Let's get it, let's go. Catching money, dodging fame. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, let's go. Look, see we pump work like sawed-offs. Go ape shit, crush all y'all. Cupcakes, you so soft, good kill shot, no handball. See me bro with a telescope. Louisville, a crack cantaloupes. Box you back into the rope and your fate be sealed like envelopes. And I cheap, but no cataracts. Break teeth like a lumberjack. Pimped out, I'm so smack, go extra hard, don't hold back. Camped out, what now? Go, nigga, that's our sound. Loud pack with a funnel leaf in that bamboo. And that's uptown, and we cooped up and stay dipped out. That there be the man down. PG niggas don't play neither point gun, we spray rounds. Big shots to my whole team. Baggies in our baggy jeans. Eyes closed off endo. That there be the gal mean. Chicken chumps going ham on the low. You don't want no beef. I'm up no reg. Go get your crew. This county king, I roll 1 deep. Ladies wanna know what I like. I said long legs and soft cheeks. Baby girl, she said how you want it. 2 hands but no teeth. Go. Cause we catching money, dodging fame. Let's get it, let's go. Catching money, dodging fame. Let's get it, let's go. Catching money, dodging fame. Let's get it, let's go. Catching money, dodging fame. Let's get it, let's go. Catching money, dodging fame. Let's get it, let's go. Catching money, dodging fame. Let's get it, let's go. Catching money, dodging fame. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. We go, let's get it, let's go.